And we are back. Episode 55, Drop the Green, Season 2. How y'all boys doing today?
You're back. We've been back.
I know.
You're back.
No, I'm happy to be back. Won't be here next week, so I just wanted to tease everybody real quick. But episode 55, as always, we will dedicate this episode to somebody. This week's overview is going to be on winning in. I'm really curious to let y'all fist fight over that one. We're going to do a Autodromo, a Mexico recap, if you will.
What was it?
Yeah.
Mexico recap, if you will.
Oh,
We'll talk about who stood out. We'll do a little Pocono predictions, get into our Drop the Green bets. I believe we've got a double choose who zone today.
We do have a double choose who zone today. I'm excited because you guys are going to suck at it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So got a lot to catch up on. Got a lot of good things to talk about. As always, my name is Austin.
My name's Colby.
My name's Spencer.
Let's drop the green.
We're in the land of shining coal, back down that valley where the roosters crow, and Amanda fences on. I got no problems if I stand alone. In the land of shining coal, back down that valley where the roosters crow, and Amanda fences on. I got no problems if I stand alone.
All right, everybody. There's something about whiskey that comes out of a plastic bottle that tastes so good.
That's exactly what I was
So
thinking.
good.
That's exactly
I think
what I was
that plastic gets in there a little bit and
Yeah.
ages it maybe.
Gives it a
Forever
burn that you
chemicals?
just-
Yeah, maybe some microplastics. But let's just move right along, guys. So we're going to split this up. Me and Spencer are going to do one driver. And then Colby, you're going to do one driver as well.
Yeah, I'm the historian, so it makes sense.
So you want to go first then?
Huh?
You want to go first, Mr.
Sure,
Historian?
man. Sure.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So, episode 55. I'm doing the driver that I think is probably the most known for the number 55.
I would agree with that.
My driver is over Michael Waltrip himself. A lot of stuff on Michael Waltrip here. I wrote down a lot of notes, so I'll try to keep everything pretty brief here. But basically, he was born in 1963. You may also know that his brother is also a very accomplished race car driver, as Darrell Waltrip. Both had broadcast careers, but we'll talk about that. Michael Waltrip got his racing career start at age 12, do you know, Austin?
Go-karts.
How did you know that? How did you know that? Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, at age 12, driving go-karts at local tracks, and then at carnivals there. Now, he did get a lot of lucky breaks there. Michael is the younger brother there of Darrell Waltrip and Bobby Waltrip. Growing up, he had pretty close connections already to Dale Sr. and the Pettys. So much so that in Michael Waltrip's younger life, he was actually roommates with Richard and Kyle Petty. And he was asking Richard and Kyle Petty how he can get into NASCAR. And he asked Richard Petty if he should start in the Busch Series. And Richard Petty told him, "No need to do that. Just jump the cup."
Solid.
This guy was racing go-karts. Told him straight to cup. But he got his stock car career in the Goodies Dash Series. Now, I had never heard of the Goodies Dash Series, but he...
Like little, if I remember right, little 4-cylinder cars. We've talked about him before.
Yeah, we have.
But he was like a
Six
Goodies
cylinders.
Dash.
Yeah.
A 6-cylinder?
6 cylinders.
He was like a Goodies Dash god.
Yeah.
He's got a championship, if I remember right.
He does. I did not write that down, but he does.
Nice.
He does. In 1981, that began his NASCAR career there. As Austin hit on, the Dash Series was a lower horsepower series, but it was a NASCAR series. He finally made his Cup debut at the World 600 for Dick Baer.
I don't know who that is. I don't know why you looked at me.
I know, but it's funny. But in his debut there, he finished 28th place in his first ever Cup start. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Okay.
In that first start, he got flipped off by Dale Sr. on the track for a questionable move.
Wow.
Yeah, questionable
Okay.
move. Imagine that.
Imagine that. Yeah.
Your first Cup Series start, Dale Sr. flips you off.
You made it.
I would.
That's
feel
how you want to
terrible
start.
about
That's how you want to start.
I'd be like, I made it. Dale Sr. knows who I am.
Yeah. His first full-time year was in 1986, where he raced for Bari Racing. Now, in his rookie year, he was runner-up for Rookie of the Year, and his best finish in his first full Cup start this year was 11th, and he got that twice.
That's pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, pretty good.
I mean,
pretty good.
11th coming straight from full time.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, and a lot of his good success, not wins, but a lot of top tens, is where he got his first top 11 finish, which was at Martinsville.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was very good at Martinsville. In 91.
That's because DEI was good at Martinsville.
Well, this is way before
Yeah, it was
DEI.
way before DI.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we'll get there, buddy.
Yeah.
And we'll
You're
get
Sorry, I just saw the documentary.
20 years
But,
that was his 463rd race. We're on like race 30 right now.
He raced for Bari Racing for a long time. He raced from 86 to 95. But in 1991, this is where he starts getting a little bit better. 1991, he got his first pole position, and in that year, he got 2 pole positions, so he kind of starts coming on. But to be quite honest with you, when he was at Bari Racing, he didn't really do a whole lot that really stood out. He did get a couple top 10s. But it wasn't anything
I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
But just for viewer's sake, when you turn your head, make sure you turn the mic with you. Okay.
I am pretty bad at the mic.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wants to look at me though.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm
That's his
okay with
problem.
that. Yeah. Because you're so.
Missed you.
I'm just trying to help the mic etiquette a little bit.
No, I do appreciate that. Yep. Okay.
The year is 1985 at this point.
Yeah, we don't even know where it's at. Okay. But after he left Bari Racing in 1995 because he was replaced by a promising rookie,
he did it again.
God bless. This is going to be a long episode. He raced for Wood Brothers Racing from 96 to 98. I did not know that about him. While he was at Wood Brothers, he recorded 1 top 5 finish, so did not have a successful stint there at Wood Brothers. And
Martinsville?
I do not. I think it might have been. Actually,
okay. I didn't know you said he was a Martinsville phenom.
I do think it was.
Okay.
I didn't write it down, but I do think it was in Martinsville.
We have
But
to fact check you guys as you go since I'm here.
you know I'm fake news. so this might not even be Michael Waltrip's stats.
I'm not convinced it is.
For all we know. But then he left after 98, raced for a place called Matty Motorsports from 98 to 2000. Have you ever heard of Matty?
I have not.
Matty? I have not either. Where he posted 3 top 10s. Now, to get to the number 55 that we all know.
Hey. Take that. I'm so sorry again. Take that thing off your microphone.
The condom.
Yes. Okay, where are the words?
Is that better?
Where are the words on that microphone? Right there?
Mayano.
Yeah. Talk into that part of the microphone.
Okay.
Yeah.
2001.
You got in
Is that better?
trouble.
I know.
No. I'm just trying to help. I'm sorry.
I'm holding this microphone over here. I'm not prepared. I thought we'd have a little bit better setup than this.
We've done this several times.
I know, but I normally have the actual microphone. I like that one. But anyway, it's fine. 2001, damn it. He went to race for DEI. That's where we all know that 55 car.
15.
What?
That was the 15. This is when he raced for his own team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking this up. He went to race for DEI. I don't think
You had plenty of time to clarify this before we...
I don't think that you're right on that.
No,
I really don't.
Dude,
let him go.
Okay.
Let him go.
Hey, I really don't think you're right. Do you know how much Googling I did today?
Hey, go with it, buddy.
Okay.
Go with it. I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm sure I'm wrong.
I can't wait till you're gone next week again.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait till you look up fucking Wikipedia when you get done.
No, and racing reference.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Look at that car again. Look at that Toyota Camry that DEI.
Damn it, what a good point.
You know Dale Sr. loved them Toyotas.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
he was a big Toyota
No, when
guy.
he was at DEI, he was in the 15.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you said 55.
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I think Austin messed me up.
Dude, I've never been gaslit so hard. Oh my god.
All right. I've lost all credibility. But in 2001, he went to race for DEI, and can you believe it that his first ever race for DEI, he won.
That's right.
He won the 2001 Daytona 500. Nothing else to report on that race. Then he got his second best ever finish. He got second in the summer Daytona 500, or Daytona.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where he pushed Dale Jr. for that win.
Because Dale pushed him for the win.
That's right.
Oh, I like that.
Did you not watch
Yeah,
the
that's what the
documentary?
documentary said.
No, I did, but Okay. Well, I didn't remember that part.
Oh.
You didn't remember what
fresh on
number he
my
was
mind.
either.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, there's a lot of notes, okay? But later that year in 2001, a lot of improvement after he went to DEI. He got second again that year at Homestead. In 2002, following year, he had multiple top 10 finishes and got another win at the Daytona Summer Race. Now, what I learned about Michael Waltrip during this is this guy could run some super speedways. Now, he could run the other tracks because I'm about to hit you with a crazy stat on him. But, like, he's really known for these super speedways.
Yeah. When he was at DEI.
When he was at DEI.
Yeah. Coincidence?
Nah. But 2003, he won the Daytona 500 again. So he's a two-time Daytona 500 champion. He had pretty tough years in 2004 and 2005, getting about 7 top 10s over 2 years. A lot of that's probably due to who he was racing for at that time. Things were kind of going a little bit downhill. So I'm not going to put all that on Mr. Darrell Waltrip. Michael Waltrip. Dude, I got Darrell wrote right
Dude,
down
I'm
here.
so glad I'm here.
Yeah. This is going off the rails.
You get nervous
Off the
because I'm here?
rails.
No, I'm not nervous. 2005, he left DEI and went racing for Bill Davis. Do you know Bill Davis?
I do
racing?
know Bill Davis.
Okay. In 2007, that's whenever he started his own race team in the 55 car that we all know him to be in, and never raced the 55 before
Correct.
this time.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Just to be clear.
Just
yeah.
to be clear.
Some might get confused.
And I think he went from Chevy to Toyota.
He did. He was one of the first Toyota teams.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
And then they had the cheating scandal. I don't know if you put that in there.
I did.
Okay.
So he also did own the 00 and the number 44 car. One thing that I did learn about this is the first ever diecast that I ever owned was Jarrett. He drove the UPS.
Dale Jarrett.
Yes.
You don't know Dale Jarrett's name?
Yeah, dude, I'm blanking. Dale Jarrett and the UPS car. He did own that car and the 44. The problem with Michael Waltrip Racing, as Austin hinted on, is there was a ton of controversies, including illegal fuel additives and race manipulation, which kind of resulted in the end of Michael Waltrip Racing, because they were so egregious that at the time that NASCAR penalized Michael Waltrip Racing, it was the most severe penalties that NASCAR had ever done at that time.
Dang.
Both times, if I remember right.
Yes.
Like when they did the fuel additive, that was like Toyota coming out of the gate. It's probably this 55 car. And they had sprayed like a fuel additive in the intake, like in the throttle body. It was either in the throttle body and then intake. I can't remember.
No, you got it.
But it was like something, everybody says jet fuel, but it wasn't jet fuel. There was like an additive similar to jet fuel for qualifying. And like, dude, like, you can go back and look at the lap times, dude. It was egregious.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, if you're going to cheat,
Like at least slow
let
it up
off
a little bit.
Let off at the flag stand, maybe.
Yeah.
No. If he had wings, he would have took off.
Oh my god.
And so that was like a big one. And we talked about Richmond Spingate. We
Yeah.
talked about this on
Yeah.
that podcast.
Yes.
But
Yep. That's kind of the nail in the coffin a little bit.
it was,
what
for
I
sure.
saw,
Yeah. Because Napa left.
Yeah, Napa left. So to finish it out here, of this great driver dedication, Michael Waltrip Racing, it really closed due to a lot of penalties. Dude, they would suspend guys for the rest of the year. Like, it was like your shop guys are gone.
Yeah.
Ty Norris, that's now at Colleague, he was at Trackhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Ty Norris, that was at DEI before MWR, he was suspended indefinitely for that Richmond event. Now, obviously, got back in, but I mean,
Yeah.
like they let him sweat for a little bit.
Wow.
It was a big deal.
That's tough.
And then Michael Waltrip, he did a couple one-offs after that. He would race a couple 500s. He only really raced super speedways every now and then. But he retired in 2017 that was his last Cup race, and he's been a broadcasting legend ever since. You can see him doing the pit road walk.
He's way better than Mike Joy.
Same crew.
Yeah.
Same crew.
I understand, yeah.
But to finish it out, Michael Waltrip finished with 4 Cup wins, 3 at Daytona, 2 Daytona 500s, 1 summer win, 1 Talladega win, 133 top 10s.
All right.
That's a lot of top 10s.
That is a lot of top 10s.
And he also got over 700 starts. He had 784 Cup starts. And now he owns a brewery in Johnson City.
Good for him.
He does. Have you been there?
Johnson City.
It's in Bristol.
It's in Bristol?
Yeah.
We had his beers at Nashville. You weren't there, but those beers that we had at the Presley tent,
dude, they were so bad.
Yeah, they were bad.
Those one of them was. He's got a couple. He's got one that's like the names of the beer, like
Talladega Nights is one.
And one's like 2-time lager.
Yeah,
he's a 2-time. And I'm like, dude, try less.
Yeah.
But
how many Daytona 500s do you?
I mean, I don't. If I made a beer, I guess I call it 0-time lager. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But no, his brewery in Bristol's really good. Like we went there for a race weekend, like last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to that brewery.
It's super cool. Yeah. It's near State Line. You ever been on State Line?
Yeah, I've been there a couple times.
You're lying.
No, dude. You're
lying.
No, dude. I'm not lying. I'm a tiger. Listen, I'm telling you. Because you go down there in downtown, and it's got...
Yeah, we've all seen the Geico commercial.
It's got the little things where it says Tennessee, Virginia. Yeah. Me and Spencer been downtown. Yeah, we went downtown.
Y'all been on State Line?
Yeah, we have a picture with the Bristol trophy out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We went out there it was a farmhouse related thing, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Oh.
The only time Cole would hang out with me.
Are we done with Michael Waltrip?
That is Daryl Michael Waltrip.
In the 55-15 car. No, that was good. That was good. I know you're nervous because I'm back. But
Oh, my God, dude.
Well, Spence, what do you want to do here? We both got notes.
Yeah, I can... You can go, and then I'll just kind of fill in what I wrote down here.
All right. So we're going to do Mr. Brian Vickers. You know that name, don't you?
What, dude? Sorry, dude. I worked all day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do Brian Vickers. You know Brian Vickers? You remember
Red Bull
that name?
car.
Yeah, dude. Of all cars to remember, that's the one you remember?
Well,
that is a cool car.
It was a cool car, and I
Yeah.
was happy when Red Bull was in the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Oh, all
He
right.
also drove the 55 car, I think.
He did, yeah.
Yep.
It is episode 55.
yeah. Right.
Yeah. I know you thought it was episode 15.
Time flies when you're having fun.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, it's my 15th episode in a row.
I'm going to try to get through this.
Okay.
I'm going to try to get through this, if that's okay.
Hey, go ahead.
All right.
Go off.
Brian Vickers.
Yes.
Born October 24th, 1983, Thomasville, North Carolina. His dad owned a race shop, so they sold race car parts. They owned some cars as well. But he was a 3-time karting champ. Also got his start in go-karts, much like everybody else. And was like a decent late model driver, but nothing crazy. But obviously, since he had the connections, he went ahead and started racing for his dad, a few truck races, I think. Maybe an Xfinity race or just truck.
I didn't see a truck race.
Okay.
So I think he went straight to Xfinity.
Okay.
As far as I know, he did some Allison Legacy series, some Dodge Weekly Racing series. So I think, and then he was Rookie of the Year in the USAR Pro Cup.
Okay.
You ever hear about that?
I have not.
Okay.
No.
He won 2 times in that. In 2000, and then in 2001 he won 5 times, and then that's when he made his Busch Series debut.
So not a bad little driver. 2003.
Yep.
He gets handpicked by Ricky Hendrick, son of Rick Hendrick. Ricky was racing for his dad in the Xfinity Series. Decided he was not doing the company any service. Got out, wanted to go into like more of a managerial role. Handpicked Brian Vickers.
Can we talk about really quick how much pride or how much balls that took to do that?
Oh yeah,
Because he could have stayed in that car.
Yeah, he could be
in
Austin
there
Dillon.
right now.
Yeah.
He could be in there right
Yeah.
now. He'd be 95, and they'd still be letting him race.
right. Yeah,
Dude,
no,
they
I
wouldn't
mean
care.
it's
And
it's
he
wild.
goes, I'm not doing good enough. Let me get out of it. I
Yeah.
think that's just something we don't have today in the sport.
No, it's not.
No.
That's a great point.
It's something that Austin Dillon should strive for.
Oh, dude, he should have done that 7 years ago.
Right. To
Yeah.
be fair, not to get off topic, but I do
No,
think
do
he's
it.
aware. I do think he's aware.
Austin Dillon.
I don't think he's
No,
aware at all.
no.
dude.
If he was
So-
aware, he would have known a fire suit.
Well, no, I say that because I think it was last week. He was on Door Bumper Clear, and Freddie Kraft basically straight up asked him about it, and then he was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, he hinted at he only has like a year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do think he's aware.
A year or two too long.
Every Sunday he gets in a car, he's wasting time.
I mean, I don't disagree with you,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying I think it's in the future. Yeah,
I hope
Maybe.
you're right. I hope
Yeah.
you're right.
I don't.
I hope you're right too.
I love life in the fast lane, dude.
One of the top-rated USA Network shows.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Ricky Hendrick handpicks him to drive the 5 Xfinity car in 2003. 2003, 3 wins, championship
I know.
out of the gate, right?
Yeah.
So
he hadn't
Clint-
raced a full-time Busch Series car ever. Like
Ever.
he had less than a handful of races, like maybe 5 in that car. Comes out in 2003, wins the fucking championship.
Just boom. So obviously they're like, hey, you know what you should do? Go straight to Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they put him straight in Cup 04. Doesn't go super well, but he's a rookie. 05, not super well. 06, kind of the writings on the wall. You will probably remember this, but his first win was Talladega. It's last lap. Junior's leading in the
2006.
Yeah.
Is this where Clint Boyer finished on his lid?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Never mind.
You're all over the place today.
That was pretty close to 2006, though. Talladega usually was.
Maybe. Anyway, Dale Junior's leading. You'll remember this when I tell you.
I think it was that race.
It was not this race, I promise you.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyway, Dale Jr.'s leading. Jimmy Johnson's behind him. Brian Vickers third. Jimmy Johnson goes to pull out, and Brian Vickers just tags Jimmy Johnson, wrecks Jimmy Johnson, who wrecks Dale Jr. on the last lap. Brian Vickers wins Talladega.
Wow. Under caution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I do remember that.
Thank you.
Yes, I do.
I know you remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
it's
because
a huge deal.
I remember watching that Brian Vickers get first and then be like, is that Clint Boyer on his lid?
No, that's
I do.
No.
Yeah.
No. You're mixing up races. I know you're mixing up races.
Somebody was on their lid.
Anyway,
we're
Somebody was on the
That
lid.
is what that is what Brian Vickers is most known for. Everyone hated him, right? Because you don't screw Dale Jr. out of a win,
No.
whether it was his fault or not. So he leaves Hendrick, goes to Red Bull, like Colby remembers him from. That was 2007 to 2011. 2010, he had some blood clot issues. So
He won one race
He
at
did.
Red Bull, Michigan.
Michigan,
go.
yeah.
Yeah. In
Which-
09.
Which I wanted
That
to go
had to
back
be-
and look. Something had to have happened.
I think something definitely had to happen, but at the same time, that had to be a huge win for that team because
Yes.
he was also on the same boat of Michael Waltrip, they were one of the first Toyota teams.
Yeah.
He's in that same category. Red Bull took on Toyota, and
Spent a lot of money.
Yeah,
I mean, that was
a
a
ton
big
of
thing. And it
money.
was pretty much a failure for what they were planning.
yeah,
I mean, kind of a failure. So that was a good win. It probably kept them
it kept them around a couple more
around,
years.
like not that they would have ran out of money, but like more interested to stay. So
They
he's
got plenty of money.
plenty of money. Yeah,
Yeah.
money is no problem.
Yeah.
So he was there till 2011. Like I said, he had those health issues. 12 and 13, he drives part time for Michael Waltrip Racing. Ends up winning a race at New Hampshire in 13.
Weird.
I don't know what happened there either, but it had to have been something.
Weird mixed tracks for him to win at.
Yeah.
Like Michigan, Talladega, anybody can win, and then New Hampshire. Like Michigan, New Hampshire, you kind of have to like.
You know who else has a weird win at New Hampshire randomly?
Who?
Eric Almirola.
Yes.
And
Eric,
that's his,
Eric does.
and that's his only non-super speedway win.
Yeah.
So maybe there's something
But
weird about New Hampshire.
we know about New Hampshire though because Eric was racing with SHR. SHR was superior there with Kevin.
Well, do you remember, not to get too far off, do
Yeah.
you remember what happened that New Hampshire race?
I know there was something.
You'll remember when I tell you. So
Yeah.
they flew the green flag, turn one, it started raining, and like the top
Yes,
6 people wrecked.
that's right.
You remember Kyle Busch was
Yes.
leading,
Yeah.
wrecked. He's on pit road, and they had, I think it was a COVID year too.
Yeah.
Because like you could hear
2020.
everything. and they're like filming. Kyle Busch gets out of his car on pit road, and they're like looking at it. He's like, I'm not driving this piece of shit. And they're like, well, I think he's like, it's fucked, dude. I'm going home. Like, you can hear him say that. But anyway, that's why Eric Almirola. So all that to say, something had to have happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess this was a rain delay.
They could have.
But
been.
I don't exactly remember what
Maybe
happened.
they cut it off halfway.
Maybe. Yeah, something. But ends up going full time in the 55 and 14. So obviously Michael gets out of the 55, and then it was like part time. It was like Mark Martin, Vickers, and I think even maybe David Rudiman at that point.
Oh wow!
Maybe because he
Rudiman
was
got
in the 00 at one point. I can't remember, but Vickers took it over full time in 14, and then that was his last full time season. But what I really wanted to talk about was two things. 2011 Martinsville, when he was in that Red Bull car, he was a part. There was 18 cautions in the race.
Oh my God!
Brian Vickers was a part of 5 of them. And dude, I'm telling you, you can go back. Like, people have made. I remember watching the race, but also people have made like YouTube compilations of everything he was involved in. And dude, he was just like wrecking people.
He's just dumping people on the way to the lead.
And like, dude, you can just see as the race goes on, like he's missing like fenders and like the whole back end's hanging out. And then one of the last wrecks was he's trying to retaliate against Matt Kenseth. Like, he had already been in 4 cautions. It's like, dude, park it. He was 39 laps. He was 39 laps down by the end of it.
He's just
So
trying to wreck
everybody
himself
just
off the way
like,
there.
if you just so I was trying to get a picture of it because for some reason I thought it was the 55 car, and I wanted Spencer to use that picture for the 55, but it was the Red Bull car.
Yeah, it's easy to get
And
numbers
so-
mixed up.
Yeah, I would never do it out loud.
You know what's funny? At least yours had a 5 in it.
Yes.
It was in the
Yeah.
83.
Yeah.
So anyway, all that to say,
What an idiot.
I was like, Spencer, just type in Brian Vickers Martinsville 2011. Spencer types in on Google Brian Vickers M. It says Brian Vickers Martinsville 2011.
Yeah.
So it's very well known.
Yeah.
So definitely look it up. The biggest thing about Brian Vickers here, in 2013, he marries this girl named Sarah Kellen. Have you heard about this?
No.
You haven't heard about this?
I don't know
All
who
right.
Sarah Kellen is.
So Sarah Kellen kind of got famous maybe 3-4 years ago. She came out as what is known as a lieutenant for Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
I can't believe you haven't heard
That's
this.
a bad thing to be a lieutenant of. I was like, thank you for your service. And then I learned what she was a lieutenant of.
That's why I wanted to leave a lieutenant and see where you took it. But
I was thinking
so
military.
it kind of
not
comes
military.
out. Obviously, I don't know what's even happening with all this Epstein stuff. Nothing that they said was going to happen, but all that aside, Brian Vickers went completely silent.
Yeah.
Brian Vickers,
As he should have.
Brian Vickers wasn't making a tweet, a Facebook post. Like, since 2022, Brian Vickers could be dead for all we know. Like, no one can get a hold of Brian Vickers. And all we want to know about is his wife that was recruiting women
Was
to Epstein
he on the
Islands.
flight log?
We don't know. Right. So a couple months ago in April.
Does that mean like
Drop the green, breaking news.
Does that also mean like Brian Vickers probably was like he's a NASCAR guy? Mm-hmm. Does that mean that we should look at other NASCAR, like is Rick Hendrick on that list?
Jeff Gordon would be.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. There's
I think
somebody
he was.
somebody from Hendrick
Austin
on that
Dillon
list.
for sure.
Austin Dillon was 7. He was probably trying to be recruited.
And Pop was taking him.
Pop's proud.
So anyway, all that being said, a couple months ago, Brian Vickers randomly puts out like a tweet and was like something like, the old me is no longer here, yada yada. He's like, after a 5-year or whatever social media break, I'd like to announce that me and Sarah, after 10 years of marriage, are going through a divorce. So now he's allowed to talk, I guess.
Yeah.
But very interesting where all this goes.
You know what's crazy? I don't even know what Brian
That
Vickers,
whole story.
Brian Vickers, I don't even know what he looks like.
You don't know what Brian Vickers looks like?
Do you?
He looks like Spencer.
No, I mean, I guess he does he has a beard. He doesn't have red hair, so he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Oh, you don't know what he looks
No,
like.
I do. Dude, I saw plenty of pictures of him.
Doesn't
He's got
every
red
person
hair.
with red hair and a red beard look the same?
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times at
This
Walmart
is blasphemy.
I run up to a guy with red hair and I'm like, "Hey, Spencer."
Tell me that's not Spencer.
Yeah, if he was like 180.
If he was 180 and he was married to somebody that
Was a lieutenant.
was involved in sexual abuse.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think if
That
we're
is a-
if we're comparing me to drivers, it's definitely Chris Buescher.
Yeah,
I can see
No,
that.
yeah, 100%.
Not Vickers as much.
how do you feel about islands though?
Yeah.
Big Island boy. Call me Kenny Chesson.
I think I'd like to stay silent for 3 years actually.
Yeah. The pod will actually discontinue after this episode.
So
Apparently.
man, I think we're an hour and a half in. That's our dedication.
We
This
are
is the
30 minutes in.
This is the Brian Vickers, Michael Waltrip edition. Spence, could you do me a huge favor as I set this up?
Yeah.
Because I know where you're going. Would you get me 2 beers, please? So this week I want to do the overview on winning in. So we've done one before on the playoffs. Specifically, I don't know why you're staring at me like that.
Because I'm just trying to look at you in the eye.
Anyway, so we done one on the playoffs specifically, but after this week, I wanted to specifically do. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. Since you were up, and by up I mean closer to the fridge.
Oh, I'm up.
So, as I was telling Colby here, Spence, I want to do winning in. So, really, I kind of want to stay out of this conversation, but I want to give y'all some history. So, when did the winning in start and why?
2015.
Close.
I'd say that's
so.
yeah.
So, as we know, the playoff format we have now has basically been the same since 2014, right?
Okay,
And
yeah.
that's when the winning in that we've known is always like the format we have now since 2014
Is
has
pretty much
basically
been
been the same.
Yeah.
Okay, well, before that, it started in 2011, we had the chase.
Yeah.
And they would take 10 drivers, maybe it was 12. It was 10 or 12. I can't remember either one, but they would reserve 2 spots called wild cards. And whoever was outside of the playoffs or the chase to 20th position with the most wins would get a wild card position.
Okay.
So if you're 15th,
Yeah.
but you have a win,
You jump.
you
the
have a
other-
wild card.
Yeah.
If you're 17th and you have a win, you have the other wild card.
Okay.
Now, if you're 15th and you have 2 wins, right, and the other guy has 2 wins or 1 win, so we kind of had these like 2 floating wild card positions. So that was kind of like the beginning of when you're in.
Yeah.
So I remember Paul Menard randomly won the Brickyard 400,
Oh wow.
and he was a wild card, fuel mileage,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so he was a wild card winner because he's probably like 19th in points. So that kind of, in my mind, that kind of got NASCAR interested in this whole winning in. So then we get the playoff format we know now. And from 2014 to 2022, if you won a race, you were in the playoffs as long as you were top 30 in points.
Yeah.
Okay?
Which is, you know,
Reasonable.
Yeah.
Great word. So 2023, they're like, you know what? You know what would be great?
it doesn't matter.
If somebody that was last in points
One.
suddenly became 16th in points. I think that would make us a legitimate sport.
Yeah.
So that's what they decided to do.
Yeah.
I want to ask y'all, what are the worst? Do we understand what winning in is, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay. What are the worst examples of it in y'all's opinion?
Harrison Burton.
Yeah, I mean, Harrison Burton.
Can I give you a better one?
Go.
Does anyone remember 2015? Who the champion was?
Truex.
No.
2015. No. Oh, wait.
should know. You should know.
Wait.
Kyle Busch.
Kyle
No.
Busch.
No. Yeah.
Kyle
Well,
Busch.
Because
okay.
he won. Yeah, I was thinking 19.
So
but
Kyle
no,
Busch
yeah.
starts the 2015 season,
Yeah.
and he runs the Xfinity race. Gets turned on the front stretch, hits the inside wall, breaks his leg.
Oh my God. Yes.
Misses
that's right.
the first.
3, 4,
Wait for it.
half the
No,
season.
he
11
was out.
races.
Yeah. Half the
Yeah.
season.
11 races.
Yes.
So half the regular season.
yeah.
Comes back,
Wins that.
wins
first,
a race.
Yep. The
right?
very first race.
It was like 2 or 3 in. I
Okay,
think.
okay.
And it was a road course. That was a weird thing.
Oh.
Like he I don't know how he's doing it. His legs are still half broken, right?
Jesus.
Wins a road course. Well, it kind of made for a cool storyline because he wasn't top 30 in points.
Yeah. Not even close.
So he's sitting here like eligible
Yeah.
if he can crawl up to top 30 in points.
Okay.
Well, he ends up winning like three more races in the
Yep.
regular season. It's just enough to like crack the top 30, right?
Yeah.
But once the playoffs start, boom, you have all these playoff points.
Yeah.
We've given you a waiver,
Yeah.
right? Because you broke your
medical.
leg. It's medical.
Yeah.
We've given you a waiver. You've cracked the top 30. You've got 4 wins. So like playoff seed, pretty good. Gets all the way through the playoffs, doesn't win a race until Homestead
Of course.
wins the championship.
Yep.
To me, that's the worst example. I agree with y'all about Harrison Burton.
How is that the worst example? Because it's not like
to miss
Harrison
11,
Burton where he
to
just
miss
wins.
11 races?
Harrison,
But it's because
I
he
know.
broke his leg. But Kyle Busch was still a champion contender. I mean, he came back from a broken leg, won 3 races, and then
I was
performed
going to
well
say,
in the
like,
playoffs.
hypothetically, if he wouldn't have broke his leg, don't you think he would have probably won some?
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like
Have you ever
I'm not
broken a
attacking
bone?
you.
It's
Yeah,
still-
He's
yeah.
attacking you.
this has
He's
nothing to do.
attacking you.
I like Kyle Busch.
I know.
But
I
it's
know.
ridiculous to miss a third of the season and win the championship
Yeah,
solely due
The
to
man
winning
broke
it.
his leg in the
That's
sport.
great. That's
he wasn't
great, dude.
skiing.
That's great, dude. If Dale Earnhardt would have broke his leg in 1997, or Jeff Gordon, I'm sorry, let's go by the actual year.
Yeah.
In 1997, if Jeff Gordon would have missed 11 races, he wouldn't have been the 1997 champion.
My rebuttal to that though is I do kind of like that because it throws the team aspect in there. Because so imagine let's throw this over to football. Okay.
Yeah.
You lose your quarterback
Okay.
in the off season. Something happens to him during practice. He breaks his ankle in practice, in spring practice, or no, it'd be before that in preseason. He breaks in preseason. 2 weeks left. He's not going to be able to come back till mid through the year. Well, your team carries you to where you still have a chance when you get back for your star to play. So
That's why we have a difference in driver's points or owner's points.
yes,
Right.
yes, but
So Ohio State won a national championship with how many quarterbacks? This was years ago, like 3
they-
quarterbacks?
Yeah, 3.
Right?
It was
They would have been the
incredible.
owners' series champions,
Yeah,
not
I-
the
no, I-
driver's series champions.
I see what you're saying, but
They didn't win the Heisman,
yeah.
right? But they won the national championship.
I'll say you're exactly right. They wouldn't have won that, but he still got in a car, ran really well. Now the crazy thing is about that whole thing, he didn't win another race until Homestead, which
Right.
I think is more of
Yeah. There's multiple flaws.
yes. And
Yeah.
I think the bigger flaw of that is not really winning you're in. It's more of the way it's set up that all he had to do was win one race once the playoffs
Right.
started. Because to me, you win 4 races before that, you're still legit. No matter how many races
Yeah.
that you didn't win.
No, I
You see what
agree.
I'm saying?
No, I
Okay.
see. And I get he can't help that he broke his leg.
Yeah.
Right.
But he missed, I cannot stress enough. Feel like you're not grasping it, Colby. He missed 11 races.
That is a lot of races to miss.
It is a lot of races to miss.
Maybe 16.
But then what's
this
the
year.
point in a waiver?
There should be no waiver.
Yeah.
Because
If
there
you
would be
break
if
your
there was
leg-
no winning in, there would be no such
waiver.
thing as a
It's
waiver.
He is right on that because then you wouldn't have to qualify for the playoffs. You'd be where you're at in points.
Yeah.
and he would have had an incredible year. He wouldn't have won the championship. He would have. He
would have been a tough shit.
He would have been able to probably move up to 10th in points.
What NASCAR is supposed to say? Tough shit. Sorry, our cars aren't safe
That's
enough.
what
that
they
you
do.
broke your leg.
That's what they do in every other sport.
Yeah, what are you
missed
talking
your champ-
about?
No, not in every other sport. Like you just said in football, if your team carries you enough, you still have a shot. That's what the waiver's for.
I know, but okay, yeah, I'm saying maybe you don't break your ankle at the beginning of the season. Make you break it in the middle, and then you're not good enough. Like they don't go, okay, let's pause the season, let Kirk Cousins get better, and then we'll throw you back out there.
Yeah.
You know, it still rolls on. So I'm saying that he is. I agree with the fact that he won 4 races. He probably should have been in the playoffs, even though he couldn't race in
Dude,
them.
how is that more egregious? If he won 3 races in the regular season, how is that more egregious than Harrison Burton just winning one Daytona race?
It's the 11 that he wasn't
Yeah.
there for. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Harrison Burton wasn't there for 20.
Hey, I'm not sympathizing with Harrison Burton. Harrison Burton might have been out to left field,
Yeah,
but when they said, "Gentlemen, start your engines," he was there.
yeah, he was
Dude,
there.
That is
Yeah.
more than Kyle Busch can say in 2015.
And he was in the garage about 5 laps later.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But he started. He saw the green flag.
I disagree.
Tell me-
It's more
okay.
egregious. I get
we
your
can
point,
go, we can
but
go
I don't
round and round in
think about
circles.
egregious.
I want to hear more from y'all about why Harrison Burton's was so bad. Because I'm going to set you up for something here.
He was second to last in points, and then got the lead. I believe he got it under a caution and then restarted. Right?
No. He didn't. He never had the lead until.
I think he only led the last lap.
Yeah, he only led the last lap. I think he
He
started
got a really
beside,
good push. Kyle Busch was right behind him, if I remember right.
No. It was oh my gosh, Anthony Alfredo. Was it not Anthony Alfredo?
What?
I thought Kyle Busch was right behind him.
I'm pretty sure.
There's no telling. It could have been Cody Ware. Stay tuned.
I know. But I'm pretty sure it was
it could have
Anthony
been Corey
Alfredo.
LaJoy.
Actually, I do think it was Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like...
Because then the next week, he finished second to Chase Briscoe.
Yeah.
In Darlington.
Yes. Yep, you're right. It was Kyle Busch. 100% it was Kyle Busch. I do remember that because I remember a conversation being about Kyle Busch is a better driver than to dump him to try to win.
Right. Well, you dump someone at Daytona, you might kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you looking it up real quick?
I
Okay.
am.
You're convinced that you're... I'm
No,
not
dude,
saying Anthony Alfredo wasn't up there.
It was Kyle Busch.
I think Kyle Busch finished second at Daytona. The next week was the regular season finale. And he finished second again to Chase Briscoe. And it just wasn't meant to be for Kyle Busch,
Yeah.
who keeps wrecking.
day.
every
He should have
week.
missed half the season. That's what he should have done, and then he would have came
Hey,
back strong.
I know. And, what's
You guys
up?
keep talking. I'm sorry.
Well,
Did you
were we
find
right?
it?
No, I got to watch an ad.
Dude, I could find it right now. I don't know why you're...
I'm literally watching a video of who was behind him on the restart.
I'm just going to look up Kyle Busch stats and tell you where he
That's
finished
a
in that race.
longer way to do it.
It's not,
Kyle
dude. I'm
Busch
already here.
Kyle Busch was in first.
You're on Wikipedia.
Kyle Busch was
Yeah,
in.
I'm gonna see where he
Kyle
finished.
Busch is leading, and Harrison Burton's on the top, and right behind him is
So
Finished.
Harrison
Kyle Busch
Burton's on
finished
the
second at Daytona, and then the next week he finished second at Darlington.
Ratcliffe.
Retzlaff.
Retzlaff.
Remember, because he didn't push Kyle Busch.
Retzlaff.
Parker Retzlaff. He didn't push Kyle Busch
No. Ritzlaff is pushing Harrison Burton to the lead. I
because
just watched it.
He didn't push Kyle Busch.
No,
No, he's on the other lane.
he's on
Yes.
the other lane.
That's what everyone was pissed at Parker because he was in a Chevy and he didn't push Kyle Busch.
But you should have been. I mean, you're right. He didn't
remember
push
that.
because Christopher Bell was behind Kyle Busch,
Yeah,
and Christopher Bell did not push Kyle Busch.
because he's a Chevy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Parker
But,
pushed Harrison.
but wild, Kyle finished second that race at Daytona. Next week finished second at Darlington, missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah, because
Yeah.
he finished 20th in points.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So Harrison, why do you think of that? Why do you think Harrison was bad?
Harrison is bad because of the super speedway aspect being a walk-off. That's why I hate it, because anyone can win those races. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to go to a track where you can put me in a car and I can run literally 25th if I dodge everything perfectly and have no experience. And to be able to say this race gets you into the playoffs is ridiculous. Like, at least Kyle Busch won a road course. At least he won a couple more ovals that
Right.
weren't, super speedways.
But with winning in, I mean, they're all the same.
I know they
A
shouldn't
win's
be.
a win's a win.
They shouldn't be.
No,
they
they
shouldn't be the
should.
same. No, they should not be.
It's awesome, dude. It's awesome.
Okay, Colby.
What?
He took my bait.
Yeah.
What?
Bait me up, Dan.
Harrison Burton was 34th in points.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
And he got into the playoffs.
It's egregious. I'm not saying it's not
Shane Van
egregious.
Gisbergen was 33rd in points.
But here's the thing about Shane. No, here's the thing about Shane. We have a ton of road courses.
Right.
And to say that Shane isn't going to get a
That's what I
win,
said.
another
Okay.
win or another win after that.
I'm with you.
I mean,
but as of today, we don't know that.
Yeah.
we don't.
We don't know that.
But I'm here to tell you right now, on Drop the Green Bets, when a road course comes up, that man over there is going to say something about SVG.
No, I
'Cause
I would too.
I mean,
yeah.
we all know that we'll get to it, but he's so dominant. So
He's better than dominant. Like, seriously, when it comes to road courses, it just shows you, and we'll get into it later, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless, he's so much better
and
than everybody.
NASCAR has made road courses such a big part of the sport now that even though he's not doing good at ovals, I do think he's getting a little bit better.
Slowly.
But since NASCAR's made a big part of road courses with NASCAR or on the schedule, I mean, if the guy starts dominating a decent portion of these races, I don't think that's egregious at all.
So I will say we have 5 road courses. No,
Harv,
no.
no, Harv. Sorry.
We have a cat named Harv, everybody.
Yeah.
So we have 5 road courses, right?
Yep.
Where if SVG gets a win, we feel like it's legitimate, right?
Yeah.
We have 6 super speedways.
Yeah. No, dude, but you're arguing with a guy that
I'm not arguing because
likes.
I mean I hate winning you're in.
I like you winning you're in. Like I love that.
Okay, but you don't like it for Harrison.
I just think it's the most egregious part. Now with the playoff system and how they have everything set up, I mean it naturally weeds them out. I don't love the fact.
You think it naturally weeds them out because we have Talladega in the round of 8.
I don't think that if you are just a one-off super speedway guy that you get out of the first round. You know what
But
I'm
you
saying?
definitely could if enough people get in wrecks or blow engines. I mean,
And you ran your race right, maybe you deserve it.
and you finished 20th.
I mean,
You did no. The thing
I get what you're saying.
The
but
thing that you don't deserve about that is if Ryan Blaney freaking makes a bad move on Joey Logano to win the race and they're the front 2 and turns everybody. If you're freaking Denny Hamlin sitting in the back there and you get wrecked and you needed a good finish to hit the cut line, how is that your fault? How is that your fault?
No,
Like, that's what I'm saying.
No, I get it.
That's what I'm saying is like the risk reward of super speedway should not be considered in a playoff type of format with winning you're in. It shouldn't be considered. I'm not saying that we shouldn't race there. I love those races.
Yeah.
I'm just almost saying that they're almost like exhibitions. Like go all out and make them almost money races.
So you're saying if you were the head of NASCAR,
Yeah.
you would say, "Hey guys, winning you're in, but not at Daytona and Talladega."
Yeah, I would almost take them out of points races. They wouldn't be points races. They'd be like, hey, we're racing for half
Then it's an
half a
all-star
billion.
race.
I know, but
You're gonna have 4 all-star races.
you bump up the ante. You don't race for just $1 million. You
They
race
gonna
for,
do that. You know how cheap NASCAR is? They'll give you a dang coupon.
I
bill.
guarantee most of the races that you're winning close to $1 million when you win.
There's only, last I checked, there's only 2 races that pay $1 million or more.
500 and what else?
All-Star.
All-star.
It's kind of sad. Honestly.
It is. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because they're hogging all that money. So you change that.
Right, yeah.
You change that because they will definitely have
Yeah.
way more money than that.
Yeah, Marcus Smith has a private jet.
Yeah, yeah. And he's not even. He's on the list.
He took his own plane.
Someone needs to check that flight because he might be out.
Ask, hold on, was it Sarah Kellen?
Yeah. Ask her where he's been. But
Related to Helen.
So
but I don't think it's a bad. It's a bad. The hardest. Dude, Harv.
he has no thoughts.
Yeah,
he
he
has
has
no
no-
thoughts.
But what I was saying, I've loved the super speedways in the aspect of the chaos. You get the chaos there. You know it's going to happen. That's fine. But to have it in the playoffs is a bit ridiculous because we shouldn't be about chaos. Like we shouldn't encourage chaos, I guess is what I'm saying. When you throw these races in these certain spots, you're encouraging chaos to where it hurts. I think
Integrity.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It hurts integrity of the sport.
I don't think it does at all.
That's wild.
Super speedways.
That's wild.
Super speedways are a part of NASCAR.
I know.
And it has
I'm
been
not-
for such a long time. So to take that away and say,
You're
"Hey,
not
that
taking
doesn't
away-
matter to the end result."
The win in the end. Like,
The
look,
win in the end
Harrison
part.
Burton last year, like he won. He got Wood Brothers' 100th win. He probably won his one and only Cup race he's ever going to win.
Probably.
Yeah.
I like all those facts right there that I mentioned. Super happy for the kid.
Yeah.
Super happy for Wood Brothers. Well, then you remind me. Now he's 16th in points. I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
I'll say the
Chris
only.
Busher should have got in that year.
So
Ross
that's
Chastain
the
should have
only,
got in
that's
that
the only
year.
point I want to make.
My-
So real quick
Yeah.
before you say
Yeah.
hold that thought. So everybody says, why are you mad at winning in? Harrison Burton was never going to win the championship anyway, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, and people will say, well, Bubba ran better, Buescher ran better, Ross ran better.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, they weren't going to win the championship either. And I said, I agree. But you know who deserves the money for 15th place in points, 16th place?
Those
Ross.
guys.
No,
Bubba,
100%.
All
They
those
deserve
guys
that money, and they can't. Once the playoffs start, they have 10 more races where they continue to not be
Ross won
top.
in the playoffs.
Ross
that year.
did.
Yeah, he did.
He won,
But,
he won
and they
Kansas.
don't continue to be championship contenders, but they're still top 15 guys, and the best they can hope for is 17th place money.
Yeah.
My problem is
That's BS.
I know it's like a little bit contradicting, but my problem is I love the Harrison Burton winning you're in little Cinderella story, but you guys hit on it. What I hate is at the end of the day when we look back at the 2024 season, it says that he's 16th, like overall finished points.
Yeah.
And 10 years from now, no one will know why.
Yeah.
I still love the winning you're in thing, but the ending result being 16th, I don't love that. That's like where I'm conflicted about it. Is like I don't know how you would rework that.
So Kyle Busch brought that up. I don't know if you listened when he was on Denny's podcast.
Yeah, dude, it was good.
So he and I don't know how you'd have to run points in the background, which they, not to get in too big of a rabbit hole, they already do that, right?
Yeah.
So if you're out in the round of 16, they still keep points in the background to where you can still finish fifth.
Yes.
Right? Because they keep that. So Kyle Busch said, I'm fine with winning you're in as long as when you get eliminated, you go back to where you were.
I like that. That's a good. Yes,
I'd be
yeah.
fine
So if
with
you're
that.
I'm good with that.
So if you're Harrison and you get knocked out the round of one, right? Because you started the race and 5 laps later you're on the hook.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like then you go back to 34th in points.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. And then someone like Bubba, Buescher, Ross.
Yeah.
Then they move back in. So you kind of have like this convoluted, it's convoluted. It's fair, but it's convoluted. My solution, which has always been the solution, which we talked about before.
Yeah.
No such thing as winning in. No such thing as playoff points. Double points if you win.
Yeah.
Take the top 16 at the end of the regular season.
Yeah.
And then you take someone like Shane that's 33rd in points. You give him double points. He's probably 25th in points right now.
Yeah.
Right?
He moves up.
Then he
almost 10
wins. Then he
spots.
wins Chicago.
He doubles
He gets
again.
double points again.
Probably moves up to 17th.
17th.
Yeah,
He
18th.
runs decent enough.
Yeah.
People have bad luck, and that's a storyline that we're following.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this guy did pretty bad everywhere else, just good enough, and then scrapped his way into the playoffs. I think that's a way better storyline.
Because then,
that fans can get behind.
Because then you're watching him at Darlington at the end of the year going, he's not good at ovals, but he has to finish 13th to win or to get in. And then you have guys that are on the bubble, like maybe Bowman's there, maybe Bubba's there, maybe Tyler Reddick, honestly, at this point in the season.
Yeah.
They're at the bubble, and they're better oval drivers anyway, so they should be higher up there, and he's racing those guys to get into that spot. To me, that's a way better storyline than him having to walk off at Daytona.
No,
Because it was a really, I will say, like 15 when Kyle Busch once again missed 11 races, won and was eligible. It was a really good storyline of like he has to claw his way into the top 30.
Yeah.
So a different scenario, but like this, the same concept, right? Like he has to claw his way up to the top 30 to be eligible. It'd be the same thing with Shane for double points.
I don't think it's way better of a storyline with what you're saying because of the fact that think about watching a race with like the average person who doesn't follow NASCAR.
I don't like those people.
Well, that's a majority of.
I like to be around people like you two.
I mean, I do too, but like
I
as
think that's
far
just-
as viewers with home, it's like they're like, oh, they're in the playoffs.
That's why-
No. They actually
Okay.
have to do all these things.
know-
Let me tell you about
like,
a friend.
I don't,
Are you
I'm
going
not
to talk about
keep up with
JD?
that.
I was going to talk about. I was just going to talk about. That's more on us as I would consider us NASCAR media. That's on as a whole NASCAR media. That needs to be better informing to the public of what's going on. No one has a problem once they're informed of how everything works. Part of our problem is we change it too much sometimes. Like you talk to everyone that they hated stage racing. Okay, well now stages are a thing.
Yeah.
So like we've gotten used to them.
Yeah.
Now if we went back, people would be like, "What the hell are we doing?"
Right.
So now we've got something that's consistent. What NASCAR has never been. We've talked about it a billion times on the show. They've never been consistent about anything. So if this is what we're going to do, at least be consistent with it, because then you can teach the casual that, hey, I watched 4 races 4 years ago, and now I know exactly kind of how it still works 4 years later, because that's exactly what the playoffs are in every other sport. That's exactly how everything's work. You know how March Madness works, because they've done it the same for 55. However long they've been doing March Madness, way longer than 55 years, but forever.
Yeah.
You go, hey, you win, you go to the next round. You win, you go to the next round. So I just think it should be something. Harvey's going crazy in the background. I'm sorry, but it should just be one of those things where, and I don't want this system to be the one that we go, hey, this is how it's been for 40 years.
Yeah, hopefully not.
But we need to find that system and then stay consistent with it. And then now you can talk about Jay. But that was my point of just staying consistent with something, and the guy that watches casually can get back into it easily because there hasn't been 45,000 rule changes.
Yeah. And I think the casual fan, like I use JD as an example. He started watching with us and was like, I love super speedways.
Yeah.
And I love winning your in.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you know what he likes now?
And I'm like, you're insane. And then
he likes short tracks now.
Yeah. And now
he's evolved.
And now he's like, this is ridiculous.
Yes.
Super speedways are a crapshoot.
Yeah.
How come you can just win a race and be in the playoffs?
Yeah.
And most people, if they were him, would be like, I'm done. Like, once you figure out the system, you're like, I'm done with it.
You're done with it.
But, like, we bully him into watching with us. So, you
get invested. You watch. I mean, that's the other thing is, like, hyping up these drivers. And this is a whole nother conversation kind of we're having now.
Yeah.
But you're hyping these guys up for people to watch them. It's the whole reason with our beef, my beef with Chase, with the podcast beef with Chase Elliott.
Yeah.
Chase Elliott hate will stay.
Podcast beef.
Chase Elliott hate will stay on this side of the show forever.
Right.
I hate to tell you, Noah.
I've sworn it
Noah,
off.
you suck, dude. Chase sucks. Brittany. Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything bad about Brittany, but I'm here for the Chase hate, dude. Okay, because you know what, his personality won't do anything to uplift the sport. And if I swear to God, if he gets and retires and goes, I've done everything for this sport that I possibly could do, I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna punch him and freak him out.
I'm gonna light the Dawsonville pool room on fire.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Don't ever come at me with something that you've done. You've done everything. And I'm sorry, I went off on a whole tangent.
Let me close this out.
Rein it back in.
Yeah.
So real quick from Colby. I just want to hear final thoughts. Do you like winning in? Give me your argument for why, and then we'll go to Spencer.
I just want to say I do like winning you're in. Kind of what you said about Kyle Busch on Denny's podcast. I would agree. The only thing I don't like about it is the final point standing. I like the winning you're in. I like the dramatics of it. I like that when they make Daytona the final race to get into the playoffs, and it's like this is guys' last chance. What tainted that, honestly, was Harrison Burton. And I think that if Harrison Burton wouldn't have won that race and somebody a little bit more like
top 30 in points.
Yeah. Like if Chris Buescher would have won that race,
yeah,
we would not even be having this conversation. And I think what we have now is a really good product, and I think it's such a good product that NASCAR got the biggest TV deal that they've ever gotten than what they have now, and I don't think you change that. I don't think you need to be like, let's restructure everything, let's change everything.
I didn't
because of that one thing. And I love the winning you're in when I'm in a position right now where I talk to a lot of casual fans, and to tell them that it's a win and you're in, they're more involved. And they pay more attention to the race. And
I can see that.
I think that when you just start putting all these different rules, I like your idea about the double points. I don't hate it, but I think that once you start adding all these different things and making it more complicated, we've talked about making it less complicated. Once you start making it more complicated, you will lose people. Now, yes, if you pay attention and follow, it will make sense, but it's kind of hard to get people to do that because, let's be honest, watching a 3-hour NASCAR race sometimes, if you're not super invested, is not the easiest thing to do. And I think that the winning you're in is like really good as far as the marketing side. You want the sport to grow. You want everything to be successful. And I think the format we have now is pretty good. Just don't like the finishing points part.
Okay. Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, the winning you're in sucks. Okay. I don't care.
That was a pretty solid argument.
That was a solid argument. Okay.
I would never jump the fence, but I was on the edge of it.
Okay. I I think one thing that we don't touch on enough sometimes is the fact that also in this system we had 16 different winners. Now, granted, it was a new car.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we had 16.
Which goes back to this format was created for non-parity.
Yes.
And now we have parity.
Yeah. So I think that's the biggest one is parity has been created. We don't have to have the parity of winning you're in anymore because there is that parity. Anybody can win on any given Sunday, really. And, I mean, yes, of
There's
course.
not as much parity anymore.
Hey, Carson Hocevar has been close to a win 3 times.
Yeah.
But I don't think that that's parity. I think that that's Spire getting better, to be honest with you. But go ahead.
Okay.
I didn't mean to interrupt,
That's
but, yeah.
parity because Spire is now able to get better.
Yeah, they didn't have to spend
their entry is cheaper
Yes.
to get there.
They didn't have to spend tens of millions of dollars that they would have before.
I would disagree. I don't want to interrupt you, but here's the thing about Spire, real quick. They spent a lot of time really perfecting that Craftsman truck, and they have spent a lot of money to try to get better and obtained a new charter and really invested.
I know. I
in
don't
Spire.
think they would ever do that in the old system. They would
No,
never
they
compete.
They
But
couldn't
that's
have.
a good
They couldn't
thing.
have.
That's a good thing.
I know that's
It
what I'm
is a
saying. We
good thing.
don't
It
need
is a
the
good
winning
thing,
you're
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I'm arguing that's also a good thing. That's why you don't need the system to create this parity.
The ladder to get to a winning team is way shorter of a ladder than it used to be.
That's why Josh Berry can do what he can do. That's why Wood Brothers can do what they do. I mean, that dude would never win a race. I mean, let's be honest. We saw Harrison in that car for 2 years and won a Daytona 5 or Daytona race.
Yeah.
And now we see Josh Berry winning at a mile and a half. Like, that's completely different.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, man, I think a lot of that has to do with, one, the driver, but two, I mean, winning a race in the Cup Series does a lot as far as what a team can
It's a
do.
Penske team. It's a Penske
I know.
team.
It was a Penske team when Harrison was there.
But
Yeah.
getting that win added a little
Are
bit
you
of
trying to say
credibility.
that he paid Harv? Harv! Stop.
I see what you're saying. If it was any other team but Wood Brothers, I would agree with you that it would boost the team. But the resources were there for Harrison that Josh has
begin
right
with.
now. Yeah.
You
To
don't
begin
think
with.
anything happened behind the scenes
No.
where they
No.
were like, "Hey, we have Josh
guarantee-
Berry. Let's
guarantee-
bump this up." Like Penske's
No.
a little more invested because Josh Berry's in the car.
No, because Josh Berry brought nothing.
Yeah.
But Josh Berry's a good driver, and
He
not to
is.
hate on Harrison, but it's like, oh, you got
Harrison
Josh
is not
Berry.
a good driver.
Harrison-
I'll hate on him.
Harrison was
help you out a little more.
His dad was signing checks to Wood Brothers.
How far do you think those checks go?
He
I
brought
guarantee
he
he
brought
brought-
Dex Imaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He brought Dex Imaging.
He
Yeah.
brought
That's
a
why he got
sponsor.
the 21.
He brought a sponsor.
Josh Berry did not bring anything.
Yeah, but
Nothing.
he's a great driver.
No one's arguing that.
Yeah.
I know.
No one's arguing that.
I'm just saying.
If
Pittsburgh.
anything, the car, the way it is now, allows a good driver like Josh Berry to not have to go through the hurdles of lesser equipment because the cars are so close. You see what I'm saying?
He
The
doesn't
cars
have
are-
to. He doesn't have to drive around.
Did
in
that
the
make sense?
Yeah,
He's looking
no,
at
it
me like
makes-
I'm crazy.
He is looking like you don't.
Crazy.
You don't have to. You don't have to claw your way up like you did before and carry a sponsor the entire way to get you a better ride. The only entry into the sport that we had before was how much money that you can bring me so I don't have to pay for your car.
Right.
And it was not based on talent, really. Now we can kind of base things a little bit more on talent.
Yeah, it's
Because-
shifting because the cars are so close.
Yes.
You can put Josh Berry in a pseudo Penske car and get wins at legitimate racetracks.
The cream of the crop
That-
rises to the top
which
now.
is the whole point of saying the cars are so close now that we had the winning in before to where we had the same people winning the races over and over and over, right? So we needed to create excitement of when a Brian Vickers won a New Hampshire, right? That he would be in the playoffs. Or
We still have that. We still have where the same guys still win.
But we have more guys winning more legitimate races than we ever did before. We have Carson Hocevar up there on speed. We have Chris Buescher up there on speed. We have Josh Berry winning races on speed.
We have Bubba winning on speed.
He won one race very legitimately.
Yeah, no, he did.
That was not going to happen in the Gen 6 car.
No, I agree with that. But I mean,
Then
that's
I
your.
don't know what we're
but
arguing
but,
about.
I mean, that's your argument that winning your in shouldn't be a thing.
Yes, because the cars are so close. The driver talent matters. We have enough parity now that we could run without winning or in. We don't need this. We don't need manufactured excitement. Look at the regular season point standings right now. They're separated by 5 to 10 points all the way down to like 10th place. We don't need.
That's really good competitive racing.
That's really good competitive racing.
That's exactly what you want. You don't need it.
I don't know why you're looking at me like this.
Okay.
Just because I mean I don't understand how you guys are like, well, everybody's winning. There's a different winner every week. We don't need this. Hey, I'm here to tell you right now that if you had to bet on a driver to win, there's 3 drivers that you're probably betting on.
Dude, I bet on all 3 this week, and I hope you hit.
You know what I mean?
Bet on.
honestly.
Who's your 3 for this week?
If you had to bet, yes.
I mean, this week.
And you're going to guarantee it.
This week.
You're going to guarantee
Denny,
it.
Larson.
Bell. You see, are you throwing Byron in there?
I'm not betting on Bell.
No, I want your 3 guaranteed because
honestly,
it's so easy.
There's like 4 for this week, if you want to know the truth.
You should quit your job and sports bet on NASCAR if it's that guaranteed.
I mean, you know what I'm saying, though.
I don't know what you're saying because it's the opposite of what I'm saying.
He does have it. You walked yourself into that corner.
No, I have a good point.
Dude. There's favorites for every single race. There's favorites for every single race, and you know who the 2 are for every single race? It's Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin. That's where you
or Blaney or Byron.
You're making our point.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is there's no. There's like 4 guys.
That's
what I'm saying.
You wouldn't put Joey up there at Nashville. You wouldn't put.
Blaney.
You wouldn't put.
I mean, Joey's good, but we've also said like just the dominant teams, right? None of you guys have said a secondary team. So my point is there's not as much parity as you think there are.
Yes,
because
there is.
Everybody we just listed, and we were thinking about Bell, is on the 3 powerhouse teams. That's still a thing. There's not enough parity where we're like,
you don't think
let's bet on them.
You don't think Carson Osavar could win at Pocono?
I mean, he could.
Josh Berry could win at Pocono.
I mean, I could, but
he hates Josh Berry. I don't know if you listen to the podcast.
You don't think Tyler Reddick could win at Pocono?
Well,
Bubba Wallace could win at Pocono?
They could, but the point that we were talking about, you wouldn't bet on them. That's my point.
Then I want your 3 people that you guarantee were going to win this race this weekend. Maybe you're right.
Well, anybody that I list off is going to be out of those 3 teams. Is my point that there's still not enough parity.
Then list them.
Do you want me to list all
of
those Penske, Hendrick, and JGR?
Teams, yeah, that's 12 drivers.
That's a lot of drivers.
And not even really all of them. I mean, we wouldn't bet on Cindric. We probably wouldn't bet on Briscoe right now, even though he'll probably win the pole and then drop back.
You're 100%.
But what I'm saying is there's like still 4 or 5 guys that you would bet your hard-earned dollar that they're going to win the race. Right?
But it wouldn't be a surprise if somebody besides those win the race.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising. That's what makes it competitive.
It would be surprising.
That's parity. It would not be surprising.
Listen,
the only surprise would be Carson Hocevar winning. That would be a surprise.
If we came back to this podcast next week and Josh Berry wins at Pocono, hope he does, not a hater, but Josh Berry wins or Chase Elliott wins, and then we come back and we'd be like, whoa. We'd be like, wow, they got it done. Look at that. We would be surprised.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. There's still a couple guys that you're expecting to win every week.
That's in every sport. There's powerhouses.
Your entire argument was that there's not enough parity to do.
No, I'm
there's
saying
too much parity to do the winning you're in.
Yes.
And what I'm saying is there's really not. You're still thinking about these couple guys that still.
Would you have bet on Ross Chastain to win the Coke 600?
Probably not.
Yeah.
No. He might have, but I wouldn't have. No.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't have bet on Ross Chastain to win.
That's what I'm saying. That can happen any week, and it does happen about every
50% of the time, which is a lot. It happens every other time.
You're using.
Denny's only. How many races have we had this year?
Denny's won 3.
I know.
Like
yeah.
13,
Larson's won
maybe
13.
Yeah,
no, more than that.
Yeah, more than that.
Way more than that.
17.
We're halfway through the season. We're over halfway through the season.
17.
Yeah. 17 races. Denny's won 3.
Yeah.
Larson's won 3.
I think
Bell's won 3.
Bell's won 3.
That's 9.
William Byron's won 2.
2 or 3.
2. And so
no,
that's
just one. He just
won the Daytona?
Yeah.
Okay. So
sure?
that's 10.
Sure, yeah.
That's 10.
I might be
I
wrong.
think so.
Ross is 1. That's 11. Who else is
Count
1?
Barry already?
No, Josh is 12.
SVG.
SVG's 13. Joey's
Cindric won.
Cindric won.
Cindric won. That's 14. Joey's won.
Yeah,
15. And so now we're missing 2 more winners, which would be.
You know what's crazy about all these things we just said? You only named 3 drivers that aren't in the Elite 3.
No. We're still saying
There's
they're
2
on.
more. There's 2 more we can't think of.
Who is the other 2?
I don't know.
Blaney.
Blaney.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought you'd already said Blaney.
I didn't say Blaney.
Blaney.
And then one more that we can't think of.
We can't think of.
But I'm saying that there's okay with powerhouses in the sport. That's how everything works. There's going to be teams that are better than everybody. They have the package put together, but the gap between these teams now are tighter than they ever were before until this has happened. This is the problem with the winning in.
Do you think anyone wins? Okay, 2020, Harvick wins 9 races. 2021, Larson wins 10 races.
Yeah.
1995, Jeff Gordon won 13 races. Is that ever happening again?
Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
So you have to meet us in the middle here.
Well, I get what you're saying, but also you
meet us in the middle. That's all.
You don't
have to be wrong.
You also just asked me, "Hey, is there a Jeff Gordon out there?" Is basically what you just asked me.
No.
Jeff,
there's a Kyle Larson out there. There's a Kyle Larson out there.
Kevin that year he won 9 races. Kyle Busch won 8.
He was like 4 or 5.
There was a big 3. Joey,
that was 18.
That was 18.
Yeah.
Okay, but they still won. They still won like half the races.
Yeah, they won half the races.
3
Truex
drivers
won 7.
Yes.
Yeah, Harvick won like 6, and Kyle won like 4 or 5.
Yeah. So they literally split 3 drivers.
We're not going to see that again.
We're not going to see that
again.
Maybe not, but there's 3 guys
that
have 3
wins. We've got 3 guys with 3 wins. I don't think we.
That's parity. That's what we're talking about. That's parity.
In 18,
granted, they're on the biggest teams.
Those 3 guys would have had.
But there's not
5, 6, 7 races.
Yeah. That's what we're saying is the gap is smaller. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's
in the middle.
Exactly parity.
I think you guys are so wrong.
Okay. All right, let's move on. We're an hour and 15 minutes in. So,
all right.
And we've gotten through 2 segments on the show.
Autodromo.
Put in the comments.
Hermanos Rodriguez recap.
Hold on.
Sorry,
Put in the comments if you like winning you're in and you're on Team Colby, or if you don't like winning you're in and you're on the fucking cool team.
Right.
And
no, you guys are the dumb team.
and put you don't like winning you're in. So comment, please.
Yeah, comment.
Comment, and let's not talk about the Chase hate in the comments.
No Chase hate.
Because that's here.
No, there's no Chase hate.
It ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, it ain't going anywhere.
I'll be back.
Oh, my God, dude. We're just going to keep going.
Yeah, we
dude.
can keep going.
I can't stand y'all's pee breaks. Y'all have gotten really loose on the pee breaks.
Do you need a beer?
Since I've been gone. We can't hear you. You don't have a microphone.
Do you
need a beer?
Huh? Yeah, go ahead and go in there.
So if you don't know, my house has a bathroom in the downstairs, and it also has a pantry right next to it. And Colby just walked into the pantry door. What an idiot.
He does it every time.
I know, every time.
Every time.
I can't
so,
say I haven't done it.
Spence, give me your race rating of Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez.
8.3.
8.3?
Yeah, I thought it was
low.
Okay, I know. It did. I kind of wanted to go higher. I got shy a little bit. I thought it was really good. I think just more of there were so many good aspects with the wet weather, with the dry, with how it started out. I think I just landed on 8.3 because that's what I felt after watching the dominant performance that we had. And to me personally, I don't always like straight dominant performances, so that's why I felt like it was just a tad bit lower than what it could have been. Deserved it by a mile, I mean, he was that much better, and I hope that happens again almost, but I think that's just why I gave it a little low, was just I'm disappointed in the actual talent that we sometimes have, and SVG is part of NASCAR, but just the talent on the back end sometimes, it needs to get better.
Yeah.
It needs to get
No,
better.
it does, yeah.
And we would never see an oval win like that. We
No.
will never see an oval win like that ever, no matter how dominant
Not
a
in
car
this
is.
car.
Not in this car. Even in Kyle Larson or Denny's best day, dude, they will never win by, 20, almost 20 seconds,
No, the
15?
only one I can think of was the first Homestead win that Kyle Larson got in the next gen.
Yeah, it was like almost by a lap.
It was I remember they said if it would have went green, he would have lapped the field.
Yeah. No,
Like
he would
on raw speed.
Yes.
So that's the only one that's even close, but not even close to what this was.
Yeah,
honestly.
and so it's more of not a knock on SVG, it's a knock on the rest of the field of getting better. Like it's dude, you have to, I don't know what you have to do, put more time in the sim, go home, get you a sim, whatever it is, you got to get better at this aspect of it, or this guy's going to, I think he wins 3 races.
Yeah, I think it's...
He has 2 more.
I gave it a 9.3.
Okay. And I don't disagree because it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I think the racing through the field reminded me of why road courses became so popular in NASCAR.
Yes.
Because there was a lot of beating and banging and it didn't get out of control, right? It wasn't a shit show.
Except for Kyle Busch at the beginning of the race. He
Right,
forgot how to drive.
Which, I mean...
An idiot.
Yeah, I don't know
Washed
what that
up,
was.
needs to retire, sucks at life. I'll say it to his face. Do not tempt me.
There was like some hardcore... It was like that NASCAR personality of road courses.
Yeah,
where we beat and bang.
Yeah.
Yep.
And sometimes you just say, screw a driving line.
Yeah.
I'm going to use you. But not egregious.
And I think the track sets up for that, dude. This track's amazing.
It was a great track.
Dude.
You want to hear something crazy about the track?
Yeah.
So I don't know if y'all listened to SVG's post-race press conference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there was local Mexican reporter, and he's like, just what did you think? I'm not going to do the accent, but what did you think? What did you think of the track and the prestige, like all that? And he was like, pretty boring road course, honestly.
Wow.
I'm not going to do it as a pretty boring pretty boring road course. He's like, it's all first and second gear. He's like, so really nothing special. Like this dude just won by 17 seconds and then was like, your track is too easy.
That's on the car. That's on the car.
No. I think everyone else would have been like, this was a super technical track.
Yes.
But for him, he's just on another level.
Then there's not a technical track in NASCAR that he would like.
He said he loves Sonoma.
Okay, that's the only one I would have said that he would have
So
actually
I think
liked.
he
But
might
Watkins
dominate
Glen is
Sonoma.
almost it mirrors this course, I think.
Okay. I don't know. I don't have iRacing, so
I think the only thing that, and you can tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but with the Watkins Glen has a big bend turn. Okay,
Yeah.
It doesn't have a lot of
carousel.
hairpin. The carousel.
Yeah.
The carousel's a big identifier of that. But other than that, I mean, they had 2 long straightaways. The
Dude,
one on
the straightaway was 4,000 feet long.
yeah, it was massive.
Dude.
It was massive.
They hit 5th gear and then went down to 1st gear.
Yeah. Because
That's
you go
insane.
You go to a hairpin turn, which to me is technical because you have to know.
I thought so too, but SVG didn't.
Well, SVG's again a
Yeah,
different breed at these things.
15
And
seconds ahead.
That was
Yeah, I know.
that was the other thing that was really cool to hear Junior talk about. And I guarantee you guys heard this, but how he was talking about how he pops the clutch during deceleration to not lock up the tires.
Well, so the other thing about that is, so he's just used to that, and he claims it's not an advantage, but if you think about it, it is because when you brake, it's a straight gearbox, right?
Yes.
So your drive wheels are always fighting you.
Yep.
So what he does is put the clutch in, and then your drive wheels aren't fighting you, so you can glide.
Yeah.
Especially over bumps where your drive wheels are fighting over those bumps.
And you would. And what's so funny is I drive a 5-speed a lot. You feel that.
Yeah.
Like when you go to stop, you push in the clutch and then you just ride the brakes, and your car, or my Jeep, slowly slows down as you get closer because you've taken it out of gear.
Yeah.
You're not fighting.
There's no resistance. There's no fighting.
resistance, which to me seems honestly so beginner level.
Yeah.
In that aspect.
Do that at 120 miles.
No,
an hour.
again, I'm not saying
that's what's
it's
crazy
easy.
about. No,
I
that's
know.
what's crazy about it.
But at the same time, you would think we're, the highest, to me, highest pristine racing that you can get, and our drivers don't know to do that.
Well, they don't have to heel toe. They don't have to heel toe. None of them grew up, and no disrespect.
But he
to
doesn't
him.
heel. I mean, he does heel toe.
He does heel toe.
Yeah. So you
That's his thing.
do you think if like we put a Carl Edwards or a
Denny said he tried to do heel toe,
and he couldn't do it,
and on the simulator,
yeah,
and he said I'm too old to
do it.
I mean, Shane did that in supercars because he had to.
Yeah. But
That's
so Denny's been out
then
of
we
it too long.
Well,
to
like
do
he's
it?
never done it. He's never done it. Even when he came into NASCAR, they called it the dog box.
That's
that
right,
they had
the
back
dog
then. They
box.
never had to
Yeah.
use the clutch, and you'd have to go back to like the 70s or 80s to when these guys were heel toeing.
Yeah.
And you go look at the road courses then, like they had ringers.
Yeah.
That would come in and just absolutely wax the field because they could do it.
Okay.
But what's your race rating, Colby? Since you had to go pee.
That was the pantry.
Dude, I would give it like an 8.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rookie score.
No.
I mean, I wasn't far off, so I'm not gonna say anything.
I mean,
but I thought it was hot.
honestly, it was a good race. I liked the race. 8's not a bad rating. It was pretty good. I mean, you just like
you made margaritas for it.
Mid pack was awesome. That's really what they showed most of the time.
Well, yeah, because SVG was leading.
SVG was dominating.
Well,
Seconds.
thank God if it was Fox, we would have just saw SVG lead. We would have saw the fans and SVG's bumper cam and Ty Gibbs like this big in the back of it.
I also don't love road courses as much.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them either, but this one was a good one.
I'll say it was great watching all the pre-race, post-race, and then seeing how excited people were. I saw a lot of Twitter videos of people like swarming mid-grade drivers. Like I saw one of Todd Gilliland. Yeah, and they're acting like it's like Michael Jackson that's there. So that was pretty cool. I mean, the race was okay. When I watched it, I was a little disappointed, but it was a good race.
I mean, and I agree with his disappointment of. I think it's just how bad the field is compared to SVG.
No, I mean,
that's
I have
what
nothing
it
to
is.
say to that.
The other thing I want to say is congrats to Daniel Suarez for winning a race in his home country.
That was awesome.
That was. Did you see him almost crying at the Cup race?
Yeah,
it was.
I mean,
it meant everything to him.
Yes,
for sure. I think, and we'll get into this in the standouts. I have a hot take. Not really a hot take, honestly, but dude, he should not have won that Xfinity race.
No, I didn't
Connor
say
Zillich and Ty Gibbs.
I know they
are
dominated.
The two biggest idiots.
Yeah,
for some reason just took themselves out. Daniel Suarez wrecked in qualifying.
Yeah.
Got a provisional.
Yeah.
Right. So Junior Motorsports got no points.
Yep.
No money.
No money.
Any of that.
Yeah.
So whatever. He still drove up there. He still won the race.
You had to have him in the car though. Like if you're Junior Motorsports at that point to get a provisional.
You know, SVG was originally supposed to beginning of the year. SVG was supposed to be in that car.
Yes.
Last minute, it switched to Daniel.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I think Daniel begged for it. I think he wanted it.
It made sense. It was good. I'm glad the crowd got to experience that. But like, in no way was Daniel the best car or driver.
No, and I didn't say that. I just said, dude, it was cool to see a guy that races literally 35 other races of the year in the U.S.
20th position.
And not a great spot.
What a hater, dude.
Unless it's Atlanta. Unless it's Atlanta where
Daniel
he
Suarez
win.
is not good. I'm sorry.
But to see him win was cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like if there was a race in freaking Olive Branch, Mississippi, and freaking Ricky Stenhouse won it, we'd be happy for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wouldn't have made as big of a deal about it, but
Yeah.
Yes, he would have.
Yeah.
Dude, 100.
I don't know.
Ricky Stenhouse. You're lying.
I don't know about that.
You're full of it.
I don't know about that.
35 other cars would have been wrecked at the garage.
We're 3 hours in. One thing, I don't know if y'all noticed this. Really, Brad Keselowski was the only one who was penalized for off track.
I didn't see that.
I personally really liked the way they officiated this.
It was so good.
If you went off the track and you got right back in,
you gave your position.
And they gave. I usually don't like NASCAR having discretion, but I felt like they handled this very well.
No, they almost left it up to the drivers to police themselves, and the drivers are so good at policing themselves. Literally, you saw Carson go off track. You saw Ross do it.
Carson was off the track every other lap.
Every other lap. And you saw so many guys do it, and all they did was fall back in line, and they gave that time back. Like they didn't even give that position back. Well, they didn't advance their position by half a second, whatever. That dude is now on their bumper, and now they have to drive their way back to the half a second advantage they had or whatever. It was, to me, beautifully officiated.
So everyone's a fan?
Yeah.
Okay, I was too. I hope they continue to do that. Like, I feel like when we go to Sonoma, Watkins Glen, it's not a problem. We've been going there so long.
Yeah.
But like Coda, the Roval, if we can continue to do that,
There's no,
I'm good with it.
I think it was also a to the track. There's not as many places I feel like to cut turns like they did. Like
Well, they did a lot.
No,
They did a lot.
I'm saying, but to me, when
when
you cut it, you can't cut a turn at the Roval. No. You know, unless the chicane on the front stretch.
Well, the big thing with the Roval has been that like people do cut it on accident a little bit, or they get bumped out and they make them stop.
Yes.
And so they lose all those positions.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping when we go back to the Roval,
yeah,
that they don't do it that way.
Or they hit the Corey LaJoy turtle.
Yeah.
Well, they don't need to go back to the Roval.
No, I did.
Yeah,
No
okay.
discussion.
To be fair, most of the time that those guys went off track,
Give me
they
the
were
oval,
pushed out.
not the Roval.
Yeah.
No, but at the Roval they get pushed out too, but they still have to do the stop penalty.
They literally have
Yeah.
to, like, in the back chicane back there, they
Yeah.
literally park
They
them
have to
right
stop.
there for like
Yeah.
10 seconds. Dude, you lose 40 positions. I mean, you go back to laps.
There's like no
Yeah.
recovery.
yeah, there's no recovery time.
So I hope this is kind of like a new wave.
Yeah.
And we do it this way to
Yes.
begin with. Another thing I want to talk about, and we'll talk about Hocevar and Stenhouse and
good.
Standouts, but
Oh,
I feel like there's a lot of people that were like pissed off at each other.
yeah.
And I don't
because
know
that's
if
how hard
gonna,
it is.
I don't know if it's going to carry over. I just wrote down some names of like people that got into it.
I bet I know one.
Jones,
Yeah.
Blaney, Ross,
Yep.
Briscoe, and then I have Hocevar Stenhouse. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
can y'all think of anybody else? Did you see Jones just like door Blaney?
Oh, yeah.
Into the-
Yes.
And then Blaney did nothing about it.
No.
I did not see that.
You didn't see that? It was on.
my God, dude,
oh, my God. I couldn't
He
tell
gave
you
him
what-
the wheel, but
Yeah. yeah. Dude, he
he
moved
got up
him
beside
out.
him.
Boom. Hit him.
Like going
Straight
into a
on.
turn?
No, like on the straightaway.
Yeah.
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 Dude,
After
just-
like turn 12 or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
They got out of a turn. They were next to each other. Put him in the wall.
Oh my
Hard.
God.
Hard.
Yeah.
Must have been peeing.
It was nuts. But like Ross and Briscoe,
Yeah.
and Blaney and Jones, I feel like we're all around each other, all just using each other up. Ty Dillon was up there, and they would only show Ty Dillon getting like bullied by other people.
Yeah.
Which to me said Ty Dillon did something that we didn't see.
No, I think
Because Ty Dillon usually
Dillon-
races like an asshole.
I think yes, he does. I think it was just more of I'm gonna get this guy on an inexperience because he hadn't been there
Yeah.
type of thing.
Ty
Like,
Dillon's been there a long time.
no. Like up where
Up
he
front.
was in
Yeah.
the
Oh,
in
yeah,
positions.
yeah.
That's what I'm
Maybe.
saying. Like
I just
let's
figured-
be honest. You're in sixth place, okay, and
Yeah.
you're Blaney. You
Yeah.
know, you've been in sixth place
Yeah.
many a times.
And you see the 10
and
car?
then you see the 10 car. You're like, I'm not putting
Yeah.
up with this.
Get
Like,
dicked.
yes,
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that's more of what it was than. Granted, Ty races like an asshole. Like we
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
He's not good. But at
Right.
the same time, you see him up there, you're like, what is this pussy doing up here?
Right.
Yeah, it's
I
more
figured
that.
I figured he'd probably bullied his way up there, and that's why he's getting it back.
I don't think he bullied his way. I think it was more of a strategy type of
Okay,
thing.
probably.
I mean, it was more strategy, and he wasn't slow. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you had to have a little bit of speed, like he could navigate around there. But I think at the same time, when he was pressured, he went to the back like he
Yeah.
normally
Yeah.
does.
Boys, I will say, last two races, we've kind of been seeing that 10 car, huh?
No.
Okay, yeah.
No, seriously. Dude.
Yeah, I
mean-
think he's one of those three you were talking about.
Put money on him. No, baby.
Yeah.
The wheel will
No,
choose
I
him.
mean,
But he kind of has, dude.
Yeah,
For
parody.
that car, like,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Like, kind of impressive.
so the next point we have is Larson fastest lap. Did anyone else think this was the coolest thing of the whole day?
Where he's
It
running
was-
super far
it was-
behind and they had the little
Re-
stopwatch next to his name.
Ridiculous.
Did you
Honestly.
see- so they show his car, like, I don't know, he's like a 475 laps down.
Yeah.
They show his car and he's like sideways. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? And then they put the little green thing, and I'm like,
I think it was more of a gamesmanship thing to see him go, hey, what's the fastest lap? And go,
so
"I'm gonna
evidently
beat
when
it."
he got out of the car,
Yeah, he said that.
He said that. He
Yeah.
said, what's the fastest lap?
Yeah.
And Cliff Daniels, Cliff Daniels was like, well, let's go get the fastest lap.
Yeah.
And so they ran him out there, got all everything warm. They pitted him, bumped
Yeah.
the air pressures up.
Yeah. And then he went
And
got
they
the
said we're
fastest.
gonna do,
Really?
we're gonna
Yeah.
do qualifying laps, and
Yeah.
they just put him out there doing qualifying laps by
Yeah.
himself.
I mean, it's smart
Because I was
because it's,
surprised when I saw that roll. I was like,
it's
"Dang,
worth
Larson."
the point. He might as well try
Dude,
it.
it's wild.
Yeah. It's. I mean, Again, to me though, that it's something that it's in there, but I don't know if it should be.
Dude,
on
so
that
you're
part
like Steve
of it.
Letarte.
Yeah.
Steve Letarte was all butthurt about it.
He was a little he was too butthurt about it.
I did
he
not
was
get
too
that.
butthurt
I did
about
not
it.
get
I'm
that.
not that butthurt about it because he deserved it.
Yeah.
Like you can race any race you want. If you want to go out there and run qualifying laps, that's fine.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the race had kind of gotten a little lull, and they showed
then they showed Kyle Larson.
plumb ass
Yeah.
sideways.
I think.
What are you doing?
25 laps down.
I think if it wasn't for stupid ass Kyle Busch, I think that would have been a better battle between him and SVG than Ty Gibbs and SVG. Because I think Kyle Larson had
Yeah,
speed.
can you imagine
clearly.
him-
I don't,
Can you
I don't
imagine them
disagree with you, but I disagree with the stupid ass Kyle Busch.
Dude, that was Kyle Busch's fault.
But I know it was, but I don't agree with the words.
That would be cool though. Like if they fix Kyle Busch's car, they fix Kyle Larson's. They're on opposite ends of this track.
Yeah.
and we're watching them like both in qualifying trim basically.
Yes.
and we're like,
Yeah.
who's gonna?
Yeah.
Can you imagine them going back and forth on fastest
That would be
lap?
so fun.
That'd be
That
so
would be
cool.
That would be so fun.
So it's like a cool little storyline. I don't know why. I guess I see why Steve Letarde's like, well, you should be on the lead lap, but I'm like, dude, just let him.
yeah.
It's a point.
No, I'm
Like,
with you. I'm with you on that. But I do see his side of the ridiculousness of it a little bit because he is 47,000
Yeah.
down. So I do see that.
Might as well go out there and have fun, dude.
But being that lap down, they had to fix that car to be able to even do that.
They did, yeah.
So kudos to them for doing it and also getting the point. And like you said, it was fun to watch.
It was-
Dude,
yeah, it was
I just
cool.
can't. It was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
We're watching this race. You know, SVG's winning by whatever, and they just show Kyle Larson sideways. And I'm like, dude, it was the funniest thing ever. All right, I'm gonna move into standouts, guys.
Hold on.
Wait,
There's one
quick
more thing. There's one more
quick
thing.
I don't know if it's the same thing you're
It's
talking
probably
about.
the same thing. Carson
Stenhouse?
Hocevar got fined $50,000.
I was gonna wait till standouts to get into our
okay.
Carson.
Okay.
I just wanted to point out, did you hear what Ricky said to Stenhouse? Or Ricky said
Yes.
to
We're going to
Carson-
get into it. We're going to get into it.
I got it all written down on standouts.
Okay.
Oh.
It's
all
not.
right.
Well, I
on our
can't see
sheet.
what's written down on your paper.
Well, I'm leading the show, guys.
Comes back one week, thinks he's in charge.
Daddy's home.
Okay.
Yeah.
You told us you were going out for milk. You haven't been back in a month.
Standouts. All right, so we got SVG Suarez. Obviously,
Yeah.
SVG got it. So we're 5-12. I don't know, man. We'll keep an eye on it.
We're not counting Xfinity.
Yeah. So we're 5 and 12.5.
Hey, I like that. I like
There
that.
you go.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
good right there.
Cindric Berry, Cindric got Berry.
Yep.
8-9. So that's a good one to keep
Weird,
an eye
is
on.
a good
weird
one.
strategy that we never touched on is how ballsy their crew chief was
On
to
slicks?
stay on slicks
Dude.
the entire
Yes,
time.
How did that not go
beginning,
bad?
dude, when it
How did
was
that not go
raining?
bad?
It did go bad. He went back to 31st.
I think he netted positive though. I don't
He
think he
did-
went back that far.
No, dude, he went back. Oh, dude, he went back way away.
I think
I'm
he
pretty
netted.
sure.
I think he still netted positive because
Did
he was
he?
just in the way.
Dude,
did.
it was insane. Like
Yeah.
I
thought they
again,
were in the way.
I'm
it was
not.
him and Busher.
Yeah, him and Busher, but Busher went back and pitted. He ended up pitting.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he abandoned
He
the
gave up.
strategy. Yeah, he gave up because it was ridiculous.
And it's like my dad got fired. I might get fired.
Yeah.
So leave me out here.
yeah,
At the
yeah.
beginning of the race, when they stayed on slicks and you were watching them go into every turn, dude, every time I was like, here they go.
Yeah.
Nope, they got it.
I know.
Yeah, you were just waiting on them to
Yeah,
just.
and somehow they didn't. I
Yeah.
don't know. All right.
Will and deal.
Let me do Bubba Briscoe.
Okay.
So Briscoe got Bubba, so we to 9 and 8.
Yep.
12th place for Bubba. I don't think he can ask for anything more.
That's
on
pretty
a road
good.
course.
No.
Pretty good.
That's all he can ask for on a road course. Briscoe finished like 7th or 8th. It destroyed the tire barrier.
Yeah.
And still finished
Yeah.
top 10. Wild.
Parody.
Hocevar, Gibbs. So obviously Gibbs got Hocevar. But let's talk about Hocevar a little bit.
Yeah.
So where I want to start, we can start with the fine. That's the least exciting one. Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard it from our boy Breakhard.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
So,
I
I
didn't
saw it
know-
on TikTok.
We know him.
Yeah.
He's our
Yeah,
boy.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
saying
So
so.
Okay.
the
Yeah.
first I heard about this was right after the race. Hocevar made a tweet. It was like, 4 chapters long, and he was like, I shouldn't have said what I said. Yeah, I didn't even know he had said something on Twitch. But I guess,
iRacing.
yeah, but he was twitching.
He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
twitching.
He was streaming. It's not twitching. You guys are
Yeah,
so
dude,
old.
you're so old, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I guess he called.
Remember when Jeff Gordon was?
I guess he called Mexico a shithole. I don't know.
He did.
But he made
He
this
did.
long tweet. He was like, "I shouldn't have said that. I went there. It was great, so great. Like I might have to move here and hide from Ricky." Which I don't know if you saw that
That's
tweet.
funny.
It's
That's
hilarious.
funny. Yeah.
So anyway, Spire ended up finding him $50,000.
Yeah.
And they're donating to 3 Mexican charities.
Yeah.
Everyone is so pissed. They're like, "Oh, I thought this was a free country." It is a free country. We do have freedom of speech. I don't know who here could openly say what he said and not like get punished at work,
Oh yeah.
but I would.
Yeah, everyone would.
Yeah,
I
everyone
don't
would.
understand why.
So it
these
is what it
people,
is.
These people were dogging him for like, dude, you guys have employers too.
Yeah.
Like, granted, your employer may not actually give a damn what you say, but some employers do, and he's
had a-
one of those employers that his public relations is a big part of that.
Yeah.
and so it's like
Especially
we have
when
to.
you have a race there.
Yeah,
Especially when you have a Mexican company on your car.
yeah,
I don't know if y'all knew
100%.
that.
Yeah, 100%.
His sponsor was a Mexican company.
Yeah.
Who was it? Do you have another? Chili's?
Autodromo Hermanos. No, I don't know who it was. I was reading the name of the racetrack.
Let's say it again.
But I don't know who the sponsor was. But obviously, yeah, he's going to get fined. I mean, it's just, you can't.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to.
Good on Spire to fine him. Don't sit him out any.
Yeah,
you know,
like it's-
He's got to do insensitivity training.
No, sensitivity.
That would be way wrong.
He is
You would lead that, huh? That's where he's been. He's been leading sensitivity training.
He's been insensitive training.
Yeah.
He's now sensitive training.
He's sensitive.
Larson
So-
can give
sensitive
him some
guy.
points.
Right.
Yeah.
Words of
Well,
affirmation.
that's the other thing is like he should know.
Yeah, they did.
There's this guy named Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson still probably has notes.
Right.
Yeah, the cheat sheet.
Yeah.
He takes us far. He's like, what do you
I would
need to know?
love to sit in on that class. What do you think that class is like?
Who do you think leads?
You know what I think it's like?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the new episode of Tires?
Yeah.
When they bring
When
in-
the HR lady comes?
Yes,
I haven't
that's
seen
what
it.
it's
No,
like.
dude, it's
I'm
so
only on
good.
the first
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, that's what it's like, though.
Shane's like
Yeah.
saying, like, what, interpreting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
So
All right, anyway.
we all agree there. So I want to set this up. So Riley Herbst like wrecks and then decides to just jet out in front of Ricky Stenhouse.
Yep.
Almost kill himself and Ricky. Ricky slams on the brakes.
Hits the wall.
Misses him. They didn't
Yeah.
hit the wall. I think he just slammed on the
He
brakes.
just turned.
No, Ricky didn't hit Riley at all.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Just slows down.
Okay.
Riley hopefully just goes somewhere else and doesn't show up ever again. Ricky just slows down for the next corner. You know, normal. He's like, oh my God, I almost died. Catch my breath. Carson Hocevar, a lap down right behind Ricky Stenhouse, squares him up,
Yeah.
turns him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why?
No one knows. No one knows.
No one knows.
Yeah, I
not a good look.
It's because race cars don't have brake lights.
Right. Yeah.
We needed them. Dude, maybe dumb question, but I thought those cars did have lights on the
They have
back.
lights
only
in the
during the
rain.
rain.
Yeah, they have that
only during the
flashing
rain.
red
light.
That's right.
But
That's right.
it doesn't flash when they
When
hit
they
the
brake.
brake.
That's
Yeah,
right.
It just flashes.
That's right.
So after the race, Ricky comes up, and like they had kind of squashed their beef a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about what Ricky said, dude.
Yeah. So so Ricky after the race leans in Carson's heart and was like, I think first thing he says, I'm going to beat your ass.
Yeah.
And Carson's like, I know, I fucked up. And he's like, you're racing for nothing. You're a lap down. And Carson's like, I know, I'm sorry. And he's like, when we get back to the States, I'm going to beat your ass. And that was the end of it. I don't know if you watched the video. The funniest thing was
Josh Berry.
Yeah.
Josh
Did you
Berry
see
just
that?
leaning
Yeah,
on the
I saw
wall
Josh Berry got out of his
watching.
car and just leans.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if anyone's heard from Carson Hocevar. Is
he okay?
Number one, is this legitimate? Number two, does
No.
Carson just show up with a black eye?
No. Carson
No,
doesn't show
dude,
up
I
with
Ricky
anything.
think-
says this. What does he
no.
mean? Is he going to show up at Carson's house?
No.
No, dude.
Dude, Ricky is going to talk that talk and he's not going to do anything.
You're talking about the same guy that punched Kyle Busch after.
I understand.
If
Ricky's
there's-
one of those
if
guys that
there's-
if he says it, I think he's going to do
If
it.
there's one
Kyle
guy,
Busch is a different breed than Carson Hocevar.
Carson Hocevar is way easier to punch than Kyle Busch.
I think you can't reach him.
Disagree.
I think we had
There's
this
not enough
discussion.
parity there. What I'm telling you,
Ricky's yoked.
I understand.
dude, we
Ricky's
had this
yoked.
argument last week.
He's
Did
not-
we have
he's-
this argument
yes.
last week?
Yeah, I did. I
Yes.
listened.
He's
Who
not-
did you side with on that? Because I said Ricky would win. He said
think
Carson
Ricky
would
would
win.
win.
I think Carson would get him in the lane. If Carson, yeah,
Dude, he's a little stick guy.
I've seen little sticks win big.
Well,
fights,
listen,
so.
I'm not doubting Carson can't fight. I'm just saying Ricky, he's jacked, dude. He goes to the gym a lot. He works on a farm. I mean, the guy's got farm boy strength.
I didn't say he didn't, but I also just don't see him punching anybody again. I literally only think he punched Kyle Busch is because they were locked in there.
I hope he does it on the pre-race show.
I would love that.
I would love that,
He's
too.
not. He's not going to
Ricky's
do
one
it.
of those guys.
He's not going to do it
By his own admission, it's like, if I say something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
No, let's see it. He's been talking about it for forever. He's been talking about it for the past 3 weeks.
If he doesn't,
he said he's going to beat his
I
ass.
think he washed. I think
This
he
is the
washed
first time he
it.
said he was going to beat his ass.
I think he washed it away, and then after Mexico, he's like, "I'm coming after him."
So now what? Now what does he do?
But here's the thing:
We don't know.
I don't think he actually punches him.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see him dump him. No, I that's what I think. I don't think you see a physical altercation. I think you see Ricky as soon as Carson's running back
I
in
don't think-
30th place
I
with
don't think
Ricky.
so. I don't think
Dude,
so.
I think he's going to
Because
push
I think
him up in the wall.
Ricky's in a low-funded team. I'm not saying Spire's low-funded, but like Ricky's old enough and mature enough to not get into that pissy match of the cards. If Ricky's going to do anything, it's going to be face-to-face.
So do you think he does anything at all?
I think.
No.
I think he said he would, and I'm prone to believe when Ricky Stenhouse says he's going to do something, he'll do it. I don't know if Ricky Stenhouse is knocking on Carson Hocevar's door right now, which he could be. I mean, that's the best way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like no cameras, no anything. Like you literally text Carson Hocevar and you're like, "I'm at your front door."
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's solid on his ring.
He's leading the sensitivity training.
Yeah, and he's like, "I'm on a Teams call
yeah.
with HR.
Yeah.
Give me
Can't-
20 minutes."
Can't come to the door.
But I think Ricky. I mean, here's the other thing about Ricky. He knows when as soon as they land in Pocono and they do media, everyone's going to ask him what happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so either something's going to happen or his answer is going to be, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to talk to him.
I
And
think that's what
something's
he's
gonna
going to do.
happen.
I don't think anything's going to
Something's going to
happen.
happen. Something's going to happen.
I'm
don't
more
think
on
we'll see
Colby's
it.
side that he's going to just wreck him before
No,
he.
I don't think he'll wreck him because he's not going to get in that pissy match.
I think
You're
he
talking
will.
can't
about
afford.
Ricky Stenhouse, dude.
Yeah.
Recce
You
has
don't
never
think he's
wrecked
going to wreck
anybody.
somebody?
Dude, his recce's are not on purpose. His recce's are because he's Recce Spinhouse.
I think if we watched a YouTube compilation, I think we'd find a couple that might have been on purpose, though.
No, dude. I'm
You
telling
don't think
they're
maybe
all-
one or
no,
two?
They're all just him being over his head.
I mean, I don't doubt that that's not happened, but there might have been one or two that's been on purpose.
I don't
And
think
if
he
there's
wants-
anybody's going to do it to, it's going to be Carson Hocevar.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get in that pissing match of wreck a car. You can't wreck a car. You can't wreck someone at Pocono. I mean, that's super fast straightaways, really tight corners. You'll kill somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if he hasn't done something through the week, he might come to the media and been like, I tried to meet up with him. I tried to beat his ass. You know, like high school shit where you're like, yeah, I called him.
texted him.
Yeah, I
and told
texted
him to
him.
be at
Body
the
box.
basketball
Yeah,
court
I
at
texted
8
him and said,
o'clock.
we'll be at the marathon at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
But so it's either going to be that or he will do something in person. I think it'll all be off camera. But he'll do something. He said it.
I think
he can't escape it. He can't escape
He
it.
can't escape it. But to me, if you're going to do something like that, put it on camera. Like
Well,
I mean, yeah, we
in
say
it.
that.
Yeah, I know, but that's
He doesn't want that.
He punched Kyle Busch live on TV.
Yeah, he did.
He had
He
no
did-
choice for that to be on live TV. It was going to be on live. He was going to punch him either way. It
Well,
just-
if he's worried about speed, about wrecking them, he's not going to do it the next two races because we have Pocono, then we have Atlanta.
not
So,
good places. Yeah.
not good places.
I just don't think anything's going to come of this.
Something has to come.
I hope
gonna
Something
get-
does have
Carson-
to, it might be off camera.
You
we
can't.
might never
You can't
know.
say that. Ricky knows when he went in there and said that
He meant it, dude.
that
I didn't say
it
he
was gonna
didn't
get
mean
out.
it, but
He's from Olive Branch, Mississippi.
That's right. That's a rough area.
Them boys, they don't play
go
around.
Just northwest of there. What happens?
young Dolph dies. Yeah.
On a shot.
Yeah.
He has to do something. He's put himself in a box. That
Okay.
even if he doesn't want to, he has to. Now.
Okay.
That's what I think. Something's going to happen.
Something's going to happen.
We'll see.
I think Carson Hocevar
He's wrong
may,
a lot. No
may or
way.
may not show up with like a black eye or be
He
like,
definitely doesn't show up with a black eye. 100%.
Something.
No.
Oh, my leg hurts because Ricky punched me in the leg. Because how short he is. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, there's
I
nothing.
mean, he can punch up.
I understand. I still don't think he can reach. He may have to jump.
So you don't think anything happens? Rest of the year, nothing.
Yeah.
Ricky's all talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something has to happen. Something.
I think if anything happens, Carson wrecks him again.
Okay,
That's what I
here's something
think.
that might happen. Here's what I can see happening. Like, I don't know if they'll do practice at Pocono. I can't remember if they.
Yeah,
all
they
or not.
should.
Maybe like a 15-minute practice
Yeah.
or whatever. So like all these guys are on the pit road. I think Ricky goes up
Red shells them.
and just like pushes them or whatever, and then all the crews get involved.
And then nothing happens.
And then Ricky's like, "Yeah, I tried, but his crew won't let me."
okay.
And then I think maybe that's it.
Okay.
That is still doing something.
No, it's
Yeah.
Okay.
He has to.
Yeah.
I think he has to do. So he has to.
He has
attempt.
to do something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll
you
give
can't
you.
bring in someone's car and say, "I'm going to beat your ass,"
Yeah.
and not do anything.
Okay.
You have to attempt something.
What if Carson Ozavar is just getting his ass whipped right now?
I'd like to think that's happening.
Yeah.
I would too.
Nothing, I like Carson, but
That's Slide Job Ranch right now,
Yeah.
dude. Just going at it.
he kidnaps Carson, brings him to the farm. It's like Yellowstone. He's like, dig a hole.
That's holes, dude.
All right.
Okay.
So you talking about holes?
No, I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay.
Yellowstone where he makes him dig a hole.
I still
But
wasn't
anyway,
wrong.
what's our time right now? Just so I know how far we can go.
Hour and 50 minutes.
All right.
Flying through
Pocono
this.
predictions. We're going to do one bullet point so we can get through this. And I'll do it just for Colby.
Okay.
I said, Denny is back. Does he go back to back?
Yeah.
It would technically be back to back.
It would.
Well, Denny Hamlin, he's a father of three.
Yep.
And Pocono is one of his strongest tracks. I think as long as he doesn't have helicopter tape on his grill, I think that this guy's going to get it done here.
Okay.
I mean, really, it's going to be him or Kyle Larson, right? Like, we all agree with that.
That's up to you. I think it could be anybody.
You're so dumb. Oh, Ty Dillon can go up there and win? All that parody? Ty
I don't
Dillon
know.
can get up there and
All I
win?
want is your three drivers that will for sure win.
I swear to
That's all
God,
I
if Ty
want.
Dillon wins this
Colby, that's all I
podcast.
want. You get three drivers, I'll get the field. I'll bet you $20.
That's not fair.
You said it was guaranteed 3 drivers.
No, not to get back on this. I said there's
Roll
three.
it back.
There's
Roll-
still
go back
no.
an
I
hour
said
and
there's
30
three
minutes.
teams. I said there's three teams.
Okay.
No,
That's what
you
I
said
said.
there's three drivers.
No, I said there's
can't
three
pick-
teams.
So there's
can't-
three drivers, and you went.
I said there's
you
three
went-
powerhouse
no,
teams.
He went Danny,
Danny,
Larson.
Because I was thinking of all the three powerhouse teams. How it could
so
be
you went
any of
by
those
driver,
guys.
not the team name. That's normal.
Well, isn't that who wins? Is the teams? Like the
I
teams
can't
win, the
stand
three
you. I
teams
can't
win.
stand you.
You
Can we get
s-
into drop the green bets?
Yeah, we can.
God bless.
That's all you got for Pocono predictions?
Yeah, because I can't stand you. Right
Sorry, you're wrong.
So we are down 9.33. Spencer made a comeback last week.
go.
Needed
we were
it.
down 988,
We were down 13.
13. Oh, damn.
0.33
We're
units.
clawing.
What'd you hit
Yeah.
on last week?
SVG.
Bowman, SVG, and I hit on Bowman, who, shout out Maples, tried to talk me out of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guy don't know cars.
I don't think Bowman will do any good because, he just hit so hard. I don't like that pick. Suck it, Maples. Suck it, dude.
I think we need Bowman to get more wrecks.
Yeah. He was really
Lights a
good.
fire under that
It does. He was really good. So we hit on we missed AJ Michael McDowell top 10, and AJ was due to Kyle Busch's idiot ass.
Right. Because McDowell got it.
McDowell got it.
Yeah.
And it was and AJ was 12th. So if
AJ
you-
finished 12th?
yeah, I'm pretty
he
sure
did.
No,
12th
Bubba
or
finished 12th.
13th then.
13th with a messed up car?
Yeah.
He was really
He
close.
was
Oh, my God.
yeah,
dude,
he
Kyle Busch is the worst.
yeah.
Are you doing this to me? are you just trying to trick
Yeah, I was
me
just
right
looking
now?
He
at
needs to
Yeah.
retire. So this week, I'm going to start with the one that Colby's going to like the best. Denny Hamlin top 3.
Yep.
Denny Hamlin top 3. We're going to put a full unit on it. He's plus 130. I'm with you. I see no reason why he couldn't win, much less be the second best car in the field. Something happens, he finishes third. Like, worst case scenario, he finishes third.
Yep.
Can you give me that again? Sorry, I want to write it
Yeah,
down.
Denny Hamlin, top 3, full unit, plus 130. Plus 130. I think we're getting great value there in the plus money. He's plus like 450 to win the race, if I remember right now. So it's not bad.
Not bad.
For 2 more spots that we get. The next one, William Byron, top 5. I see no reason why William Byron won't be one of the best 5 cars out there. And to Colby's point, there's only so many guys that can win the race. There's 3.
Great parity so far.
Yeah. Half a unit on him, plus 110. I think we're getting great value there as well, plus 110. Half a unit. This one, because I also see Christopher Bell, but I bet him top Toyota. So if Denny is second or third, I see Christopher Bell winning the race, or being just 1 spot better than him. Top Toyota, plus 300. I think the value's all over that for that. And that's half a unit. So we have 2 units tied up. And my last one, this is going to be the most controversial, but Eric Jones, top 10. Yeah. And the reason I say this is out of the last 3 Pocono races, Eric Jones has finished in the top 10 in 2 of them.
No kidding.
Yeah. Eric Jones, top 10, 1 full unit on him, plus 200. I think this is the money pick this week. He's in that legacy car. They have showed some speed.
They have.
For a first time in a while, and he's done it when they haven't showed speed before. This is a long race. It's tricky to get around. Tricky triangle. And so I think he gets it done. That's one I star there. If you're gonna follow anything, those other 3 are pretty easy kind of layup type things. You know, they'll fall into place. But if we can hit 2 out of these 4 right here, Colby's going to be buying a new diecast for the setup here very soon.
I will say this is the first week I have not disagreed with any of your picks.
Wow.
I like all of these picks.
Okay, I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. Eric Jones, top 10, though. How do you feel about that, Sanders?
I feel good. I mean, I feel like they've had speed. So even without what you told me, I would have felt decent about it. And then you said top 10, 2 of the last 3.
Yeah.
I feel even better about it.
Yeah.
So the only thing I'm like missing is I feel like Bowman's going to do something.
I know. Bowman's value wasn't there for me. He's like
Okay.
in like the plus 100. And it's like he's so...
I think it's one of those where, because he's won here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember his win here. Mm-hmm. Kyle Larson was winning.
Yeah.
And blew a tire in like turn 3.
Yeah.
And Bowman won. So I feel like they factor that in their algorithm.
I think if you're going to go Bowman, you take him top 5. You put a little bit more, maybe less wager on it, but a little bit more value there. Because I do think he probably gets a top 10, but at the same time, you also see Bowman finishing 11th. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like...
Or
like
25th.
Yeah, Bowman can be one of those guys. He just come off another great week after a really tough week the week before, comes out at Mexico, does what he does, and for some odd reason, just getting back, I'm going to lay off him again. I needed to get off him and Josh Berry and kind of ride this wave that we've got going here at Mexico, and hopefully we just hit Denny top 3 and we hit Eric Jones and we go on about our business. Willie B sneaks in, gets a 5th place finish, and we're looking money walking in next week, and Colby's shaking.
Yeah.
Because there's a diecast on this, and Colby's shaking. Because what I would love to do with like 6 races left is be up like 4 units. You know?
Yeah, you got a lot to go.
Yeah.
You got a lot to go.
You got
from
a lot
there.
to go. Well, then I can just play.
Right.
I can play
Yeah.
around. I'll play it. He
feel
what
like
he
you're
doesn't
gonna play
know.
in
You
this
ain't
whole
winning
time.
no diecast, buddy. I hate to tell you.
The line's at negative 3 units.
Right. No, I know. I know the diecast bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm at 9.
I'm a listener.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time host.
But yeah, so that's what I got.
I like those. Go ahead and pull up the wheel, and I'll go back through your bets if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So we got Denny top 3 plus 130 1 unit. We got Willie B top 5 plus 110 half a unit. C Bell top Toyota plus 300 half a unit. Jones top 10 plus 200 1 unit. You want to pee again?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What?
I mean, I have to pee too, but I'm not going to go now.
I want a clear bladder for the choose who's on.
So we'll get to our wheel. Our wheel is down.
Do the noise.
Our wheel is down 10.88 because we had top Chevy Kyle Busch,
Yeah.
if I remember right. So
Yeah.
we were down 9.88. Pushed that to 10.88.
Yep.
We were beating the wheel.
I'm beating the wheel finally.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
But we'll spin the wheel, see what we got.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, we will spin for the bet type. Was that good? Was that good?
It wasn't bad.
Sound like a cat. A little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
Sound like a Harv dog. We have top manufacturer.
No.
No.
Top
five.
Top 5.
So we want someone good here. We want a Larson. We want a.
Yeah.
But probably it'll be minus odds if we get a good one.
Yeah, and then I mean Denny was, Denny Larson will be minus odds if we get one of them. So we need to go to all drivers.
We need a sneakily good one, like a Blaney.
Yeah.
Maybe a Bubba. Maybe a Reddick.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a Barry.
Yeah,
Barry could do here.
Barry would be sneaky. You ready?
Yep. So top 5. We're spinning our driver wheel.
I think a Carson would be a sneaky one too. Honestly,
Carson wouldn't be bad if he can finish. Alex Bowman would have been
Bubba
great.
Wallace.
Bubba Wallace.
I don't hate
I don't
that.
hate that. I don't hate that.
I don't hate that.
Colby, we had our wheel spun top 5, and we spun Bubba Wallace. How do you feel about that as you get your stuff on here?
Did you do the noise?
I did. Yeah,
I did.
I didn't do it like you. But.
Yeah.
How do you feel about top 5 Bubba Wallace on the wheel?
I like that.
It's not bad.
Yeah, no,
you
I
can
like
see
that.
it.
I can
You
see that.
But it's also one of those where it's like in the middle, so I think we should have good value.
Yes,
if it does hit.
we should have really good value.
No,
we said top 5
Yeah, top 5.
Bubba Wallace.
plus 300.
Plus
That's
300.
all
That's good.
over it.
That's good value.
Yeah, that's great, honestly, because it's actually doable by him.
Okay. So we got the wheel, top 5, Bubba plus 300. We've got our bets. Not to rush here. You want to go ahead and pull up Choose Who Zone
Yeah,
for our viewers?
We gotta
I'm
let
gonna hit
this
the
ad
restroom.
go.
We'll head.
You want
Colby
Colby
need
to
to
go
look away?
first?
Oh, you got to pee now?
Yeah, I have to be.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
I mean, I have to leave anyway, so you can go first.
Oh, God. Okay.
Or you can let me go first.
No,
since
no,
I gotta
I'll let-
leave. I'm just gonna leave. Y'all tell me what you want to do.
Okay.
I've never seen a guy not show up to a podcast for so long and then be so anxious to leave.
Don't look, Colby. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. You just
I'm not
look.
looking.
He cheated.
No, I swear to God, I didn't see.
Yeah, no, because there was nothing on the screen.
Can I look now?
No. No, you cannot. I would.
While he's gone, will you just tell me who I have, and then I can like really impress
Then you
him?
can. Then you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No.
No, I can't do that.
Can I have a free question?
I'm full of integrity in this.
Can I have a free question?
No, because since you guys have went and peed, I'm also gonna go pee during this break as well.
You want me to run the slideshow while you're gone?
No. I gotta wait till Austin gets back so he doesn't see you cheat, because he can actually know the answer to this, but you can't. So,
Does he know?
so- I think he'll know pretty quickly, but we'll see. I'm excited for you. I have hope in you. I have faith.
What's
faith.
what's our score at? So
If he updated
Austin's
him
beating
right.
you 6-5,
Yes.
and then I'm losing to you 3-4.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, because you got me last week,
I did.
and it was 4-2.
I did.
You got me on the last one, which was nice.
You know, I
It's very
replayed
nice.
that
Yeah.
in my car about 25 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do any studying this week?
No.
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 Okay.
Huh? I know, but we didn't know if it was updated. Because we have an irresponsible co-host that never shows up.
There's 2 gallons of milk in there.
By the way, for everybody at home, Spencer has 2 gallons of milk in his fridge that are both half empty.
No, they're both a quarter full.
Both a quarter full. He seems like a cereal guy.
Dude, it made no sense.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, I almost.
I could not figure that out.
When you asked me to get you a beer earlier, I thought about just bringing you the gallon of milk. Just saying.
And you could have drank the other one.
Yeah,
because there's two with the same amount of milk.
There's two in there. Do you think one's for him and one for Kat? No, and she's like,
there's no way.
She's like, don't touch my milk. And he's like,
No,
I think Spencer
I think Spencer drinks that much whole milk.
Yeah,
He looks like a whole milk guy.
he does.
I mean, I like whole milk too, but he's a whole milk guy.
Yeah, he ain't ever seen 2% a day in his
No,
life.
no, sir. Skim? What's that?
Shit, don't even know what that is.
Is that water?
That's a vegan cow. Hey, why do you have two things of milk?
Because I fucking love it.
Dude, they're both a quarter full, buddy.
The same thing.
They're both the same.
I wonder if they both expire.
You have 2 gallons of milk that add up to half a gallon of milk. One. You can't explain your way out of this.
One is out of date and needs to be thrown away. Because I did try to drink it this morning.
Oh.
And it was not. It was okay.
It smells.
No, I mean, it definitely smells, but
You didn't care.
I poured
You
2
held your
glasses
nose?
of it. I poured 2
Two?
glasses. Yeah, because you have to go through it. Like, it's part of the game. In the milk game.
2
And
full glasses
so
of
I
milk?
poured. Well, I gave it a little shake because I knew it was like 2 days out of date. Poured a glass. It was bubbly, how you want it. Drank it. Had a very bad aftertaste, like spoiled milk does. I've drank a lot of spoiled milk. The second glass, I was like, okay, maybe it was just me, morning breath. So I shook it violently for like a good
Mix
3
up
minutes.
the sourness.
Yes, hopefully. I shake that up. And the second glass was a tad bit better. The aftertaste was a bit stronger nastiness. So that was that one needs to be thrown away. But yeah.
Everybody support the pod. Spencer needs new milk.
No. The new milk that's gone. I drank.
There's nothing and they're gone.
Well, the new milk this morning.
Yeah.
So I drank 2 glasses of the spoiled milk this morning. They weren't good.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. After my cereal, I was like, I can't not drink the good milk now. That milk was freshly cracked this morning. I had 3 glasses.
You drank 3/4 of a gallon.
Yeah. So you know the smoky mugs that you get at the Smokies games.
Yeah, they're
that's what I
25
drank.
ounces.
I had 3 of those.
One of those giant
25
souvenir cups?
Yeah, they're 25 ounces.
I had 3 of those filled to the brim of the good milk, and it was really good. It tasted good. I didn't have to shake it up.
If you really wanted to be price conscious, you would have mixed half bad, half good.
Oh,
yeah,
God,
I don't want to ruin. I don't want to ruin the good milk.
Yeah,
it would have been better.
It would have been better, but I
better.
got through the old milk. Like so, tomorrow when I get up in the morning before work, I'm gonna drink a bad glass of milk. It's the bed I've laid in.
Dude, throw the milk away. Throw it away. Milk's $4. Get rid of it.
I ain't gonna do
In
it.
this economy?
And then, dude,
I'm gonna get through the milk. It's kind of like a bad beer. Like you drinking an IPA.
It's not the same as a bad beer.
Yeah, you're drinking an IPA that's not good. Kind of like Michael Waltrip's beer that we had.
The blood orange.
Yeah, it was free.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get through it. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
To be fair, I threw that beer away.
Yeah, I drank it. I drank it.
Dude, bad beer, not the same as expired milk. Dude, not
I ain't
the
sick.
same.
Do me and Kobe have the same driver, or
You do not.
Okay.
You have different drivers.
All right.
Who's going first?
You are.
You are.
You
Yours
are.
is gonna be so easy, dude.
All right.
Every week I listen to you, I just realize how dumb you are.
Well, he always gets me.
I brought
on
this TV down just for you, Colby.
Thank God I can see it.
Yeah. All right. This week, choose who's on. If you don't know the rules, there are 3 facts, 2 questions given, 3 total guesses. He can trade guesses for questions. Your facts this week, Colby, are 3-time Cup champion, 2 back-to-back, Daytona 500 champion, won Bristol 7 times in a row. Sanders knows it immediately.
Dude.
Sanders knows it immediately, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Yeah, please don't say anything. Okay. Sanders has put his... Yeah. And I've now got you in a bubble where you cannot write things down, so you're gonna have to talk out loud for us to help us out a little bit of what you're thinking.
All right. So, first things first, I'm the realist. But I'm here to tell you right now that this is not an active driver. I'm here to tell you right now that this is not an active driver.
You have three guesses, 2 questions.
God, 3-time Cup champion. 2 back-to-back. Won Bristol 7 times in a row.
Yep.
Daytona 500 champion. Question.
Yep.
And you can shoot this down. You can shoot this down. When did he win the Daytona 500?
He won the Daytona 500 in 89.
I had a feeling. And I think that his last name is Allison.
Oh. Is that your guess?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. It is not Allison.
I knew.
It is not.
How do you guess? It's 5 people.
Hey, we can't hear you. You do need to talk if you're going to talk.
You're going to talk in the mic.
Yeah.
Your guess was 5 people.
I know, but
Yeah.
then
And it was still wrong.
But then Spencer hit the button. So hey, don't blame
That's
the player.
I'm using it as a guess though. It
Yeah,
counts as
no.
one.
It
Yeah.
definitely does count as a
It's-
guess.
I'm-
It definitely does
It's
count
more
as
on
a
Colby.
Yeah.
7 times in a row. God,
And you only have you
It's
have 2
almost like-
guesses. You have 2
I almost-
guesses, and you have 1 question left. Now you can trade. You can trade if you want 1 guess, but right now, as we stand, 2 guesses, 1 question. Ask another question.
I'm in pain.
He won in 89.
I'm in pain.
I'm getting pretty decent at this.
Well,
though.
Spencer used to
I've got him figured out. That's not bad.
Spencer
though.
used to give me active drivers, and that was
Dude,
awesome.
this
We've kind of got to.
What frustrates me about this is I've heard the stat about winning Bristol 7 times.
That's why I threw it in there. You should know.
you've been
this.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know.
Yeah.
And if you want to know the truth, I'm looking at the grandstands in my head right now. Looking
You should.
Yeah.
Looking at everybody. 3-time Cup champion. It's not him. I will tell you what.
Guess.
Second question.
Second question.
Did he ever kill a man?
No. No.
Okay, well, that's
no.
not what I thought.
No. That's laughable.
Tony Stewart,
It's not a 3.
more famously than killing somebody, has never won the Daytona 500.
Yeah.
I didn't
At
know
all.
if he won the Daytona 500.
That's his
or not.
biggest thing that he never
Really?
accomplished.
He never won?
He is a 3-time champion.
That's what I was thinking.
He is a 3-time champion.
That's what I was thinking.
02, 05, 11.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to think of
2 guesses left.
Because there's only...
There's a lot of 3-time champions.
I know, but there's not a ton of 3-time champions.
Yeah.
And also
Well,
one
ones
Bristol
you would,
7 times
the ones
in a
you would
row.
know, you probably already named them.
1980. It's not him. Let me think. Okay. God, I should have paid more attention when I went to Bristol looking at the dang signs.
Yeah, you're seeing double. That's a problem.
Okay. So, I've used all my questions.
You can trade.
If he doesn't get it, will you let me guess?
Yeah.
No,
Let
no,
me guess.
he's got it. No,
Yeah.
no, don't let him guess. 'Cause
Yeah, I'll let
he's
him
not a
guess.
guess. He's just going to know who it is. Won Bristol 7 times in a row. God, dude. There's a couple guys that I'm thinking of that were just really good at Bristol, but I have no idea who won 7 times in a row. And this is going to bother me for the rest of my life. This is honestly going to bother me for the rest of my life. Oh, my God. Non-active driver. He won in 1989. Daytona 500 champion. All right. I don't know. I don't know if this is right. I really don't know if this is right, and I don't think this is right. I really don't think this is right. But I have a guess, and I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. I'm going to be honest with you.
You got to give it to me.
I'm going to be honest. I mean, I just gotta. God, dude. Okay, I know. I'm stalling.
Yeah,
this
you're
isn't
stalling.
fair. Is it Darryl Waltrip?
Good job.
Is it? Let's
Good
go.
job.
Let's go.
Jaws himself.
Let's go. Boogity, boogity, boogity.
He did the icky shuffle
Yep.
in
Yes.
Victory Lane when he won the Daytona 500 for Rick Hendrick
Yep.
Let's go.
in the 17 car.
3-time
Let's go.
champion, 5-time World 600 winner, 2-time most popular driver with a total of 84 wins, which is honestly impressive.
That's
That is
really
impressive.
good.
Yeah.
How'd you
Very.
get to Darryl Waltrip?
Well, it was the 7-time Bristol thing, and I
I'm
remember.
gonna look this way while you pull it up, Smith.
Okay.
And I remember thinking, I feel like, and I almost said Michael, but I knew it wasn't Michael. 'Cause I
Yeah.
did.
'Cause you just did his dedication.
Yeah, I just did his dedication, but I remember thinking there's a Waltrip that's really good at that. And then I was like, God, it's Darryl. But the only thing about Darryl that I did not know is I knew he was a Cup champion, but 3's a lot.
3's a lot.
And I was like, I don't know if he won 3.
Well, you should have known it because when they did the Earnhardt documentary,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
talked about him winning 3.
Winning 3, I knew he was the rival before Gordon.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because Earnhardt showed up and Waltrip was kind of the man, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, and
he
then-
wanted to be the man. He thought he should be the man.
I mean, if you're a 3-time champion.
No, but
You
like
are
he
the
was
man.
like Dale was getting all the attention. He's like, this should be for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, are you ready for me?
Yeah.
God, that's
Yeah.
that's evened up, Spence.
Good job. Good
Let's
job.
go.
Man, that was a
baby.
good one, Colby. Good pull, as the kids say.
Yeah.
I figured it was good facts. It was very fair.
No, that was
Yeah.
that was very fair.
Okay.
That was very,
Okay.
but please
Fox
give me
broadcaster, we forgot that.
Yeah.
but please give me active drivers.
All right. Same rules apply. Choose whose own 3 facts, 2 questions. Can trade guesses for questions. Your 3 facts are 3-time champion, 49 wins, 2-time Daytona 500
It's Darryl
winner.
Waltrip.
Is it Kelly Yarbrough?
Oh, what a loser. Loser.
Doesn't Kel have 3 in a row?
I don't
Kel
know.
definitely has 3 in a row.
I don't know, but he doesn't have 49 wins.
3-time champion should be easy.
Yeah.
Now you know how I feel.
Can you look up Kale while are you looking up Kale right now?
Yeah.
Because I think he was 3
He
in a
may
row.
match those, but this is not the driver.
Kale's pretty close. I think he got 3 in a row. If we look at 3-time champions.
I didn't say 3 in a row. I just said
I know.
three. Okay.
But that's just why I thought that.
Oh, okay.
49 wins. So it's going to be someone I know for sure.
Oh, yeah. You know this guy.
I know this guy.
Yeah, you know this guy.
Let's get down the win list. Trey Labonte had 2 championships. Can I ask what year he won the last championship?
Yes. You can.
I also want to know if Cale Yarborough won 3 in a row. Because I'm pretty sure he
3
did.
championships in a row?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, I think he did.
Hold on. I don't have it.
Was Carol Yarborough the guy that died in a helicopter crash?
No, that was Davey.
Davey Allison.
Davey Allison, yeah.
Yep.
98.
He won his last championship in 98?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way.
You should be all over this.
Jeff Gordon won the championship in 98.
Mm-hmm. He won his championship in 98.
Jeff Gordon won the championship in 98.
Is that your guess?
Jeff Gordon's a 4-time champion.
I'm
And
just
he has
asking.
93 wins.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was about to say he has
Yeah.
49.
What are we doing here?
I'm telling you what I gave you.
Am I in the Twilight Zone? What's happening right now?
I'm just telling you when he won his last championship.
Hang on.
Are these
These are
Xfinity championships? These
Nope.
are obviously Xfinity championships.
No. 3-time Cup champion.
He won his championship in 98.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing right now?
Playing the game.
Jeff Gordon won
playing a
95,
game.
97,
Yep.
98, 01.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. Google it again.
Jeff Gordon won the championship in 98.
I know.
What is happening?
What?
You giving me a guess?
He's a 2-time Daytona 500 winner, too, but
Yeah.
he's also a 4-time champion.
Uh-huh. 49 wins.
What did he win?
Dude, he's doing some witchcraft on you. There's some witchcraft going on.
What are these championships? What
That's
are
a
these
question.
Truck championships?
Is that
no?
another question?
Is that
No,
a question?
because you're
Okay.
doing something to me right now. I don't know what's happening.
I'm just telling you.
He hates you
I've
'cause
given
you've
you
been gone for so long.
I've given you everything that you need to know. I've answered all your questions. Every fact is true. Yeah.
What is happening?
Have you asked a question?
Yeah. He asked when his last championship was.
Are you going to ask another one? I would ask another question.
3-time champion, 2-time Daytona 500 winner. I think the wins and the championships are not
They're right.
cup.
No, they're all cup.
Wow.
I
Spencer,
promise.
this doesn't make sense.
Okay. I'm just saying. Just think about it.
The champion,
Just think about it.
his last championship was 98.
Yes. I gave it away. I gave it away with that one.
Oh, okay.
I gave it to you because
yeah,
I'm not saying anything,
Yeah.
but those are right.
Yep. I get yeah.
What is happening?
Do you concede?
What
Do you
is that?
concede?
No, because I don't understand what's happening.
What do you mean? I have given you 3 facts, and you've asked one question. Play the game. You can ask another question.
What team was he driving for in 98?
I'm not going to give you that.
Dad, don't give him that.
Yeah, I'm not giving
don't
you
give
What
him
is that? How does he know? How does he
Because
know?
he's smart.
Well, I did some Googling over here on my phone. So, yeah.
This is not cup. He's not cup.
This is right. This is right.
That's right.
What?
Ask another question.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Ask another question. This is me helping you. Ask another question.
He won't answer my questions. That's the problem.
Well, you ask a little
What
cupcake
year did he
question.
win his last Daytona 500?
Okay. I can ask that. I can answer that. I'll answer it.
I don't know, man. He's got the Daytona 500 people
That's fine.
bagged in.
$99. 99.
Who won a 99? I was wondering what that noise is. What is that cat toy that's moving?
It's like a little ball that's in
That
this.
rolls in
Yeah,
there? That thing's kinda cool.
He loves it.
Harv looks terrified.
I know. He freaking sits in that tunnel and then tries to freaking attack it. But what he loves to do is, like, if your feet's under the blanket,
Yeah.
he loves to attack them. It's the same thing. But that one moves. And every time, like, it goes dead for a while, and then when he touches it, it comes back on.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah,
That's a
it's kinda
good toy.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Back to Austin pondering
I
his
know.
life.
Yeah. He is. I've got him.
Dude, they don't make that. Doesn't,
got
none
him.
of this makes any sense.
It makes perfect sense. If you think.
How does it make perfect
if
sense?
you
What am
think
I
about
thinking
it.
about?
I'm just saying, think about it. I can't give you too much. I can't give you too much.
What do you mean? Think about it.
No, think about it.
Thank you, Colby.
I can't give it away, but
Yeah.
think about it.
I feel stupid right now.
No,
I mean,
you are.
I mean, it's as of course you're in the twilight zone a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you that, but it's nothing that you can't handle. It's nothing you can't handle.
Has he used any guesses?
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah.
I said Kelly Yarborough.
He said
Yeah,
Kelly
that's
Yarborough.
right.
Because he's an actual 3-time champion.
Yep. So
And
is
you
this
said
guy.
his last championship was 98.
Yeah.
I know for a fact.
Are you guessing
Well,
Jeff
that-
Gordon?
No, because that
Okay.
doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
And he didn't win the 599.
Yeah. You're all over it. I mean, I'm not saying any more than this.
Jeff Gordon won the 597.
Yeah.
He won it again in like 2005.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 4-time champion. He has way more than 49 wins.
Yeah.
49 wins doesn't make sense. That leads me more towards like a Dale Jarrett, who I think won the 500 in 99, and he also won it in 93. He probably would have 49 wins, but he's only a 1-time champion. So where is this 3-time champion?
I'm just
coming
telling
from?
you what he is. I can't give you any
How many
more than what I
guesses
gave.
do I have left?
You have two.
Is it Dale Jarrett? Dude, this doesn't make any sense.
This is good.
This doesn't make any
good.
sense.
He's gonna be so mad.
He's gonna be
So mad.
What is the champion?
I just told you what he is. That's the facts,
Oh
dude.
my-
You have no questions left.
Dude, the 98. I'm thinking, and their cup championships.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm just telling you what it is. You have to have another guess. I just want to hit the button so bad.
Dude, if he's the 98 Cup champion,
Yeah.
that's only one person.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Jeff Gordon? What is happening?
You ready?
No.
You ready? You ready? Ray Evernham is crew chief.
Fuck yeah.
Let's go! Let's go! Come on! Come on!
You're a grade A piece of shit.
That was good.
Oh my God, dude.
How did you not know it was
Go
Ray
back.
Evernham?
Go back to the hints. Go back to the hints.
He only had 49 wins. He left Jeff. He left Gordon to open his own team.
But I don't know who his second. He didn't get both Daytonas with.
With Jeff. I don't
With
think
Jeff,
he did. No.
So who would his other Daytona 500 have been with?
No.
I think I spilled my beer over here. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm just
Used
so
to it.
pissed. Ray Evernham. Dude, what? How'd you Google that? And
He
find
won in
it?
90. He won in 97 and 99.
99 would have been with Jeff too.
Jeff, yeah.
Yeah.
So Jeff's a 3-time Daytona 500 champion.
Yeah.
Okay. God bless, dude. What is wrong with you?
That was good. That was I couldn't tell you it was trick question, but it was. I mean, you knew it was a trick question. You said I'm in the twilight zone. You were all over it. You just weren't thinking
Dude,
outside the box.
I didn't know we could do crew teams. I didn't know.
That was crazy of you, Spencer. That was crazy of you.
I wouldn't do it to you, Colby.
We can
Thank
do
you,
crew
thank
chiefs
you.
now? I mean, what do we...
He raced.
Do not do crew chief.
He
to me.
raced.
Not in NASCAR.
No, but he raced.
Dude,
I said
now-
any driver
Do
ever.
I have to know the fabricator of JGR now? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Maybe.
I got to know the guy that changes the tires on the
Maybe.
12 car?
Maybe.
What are we doing?
Sorry.
Oh, my...
You got to know.
Did you know he returned Dodge to NASCAR?
Yes, dude. I know all about Ray Evernham.
Yeah.
Apparently not. Apparently
If it
not.
would have been
Apparently
Choose Who
not.
Zone of crew chiefs, I could have told you Ray Evernham's biography.
Well, he was a
Ray
driver.
Evernham's a great guy.
Yeah. Dude, he's a legend.
He's a legend. Yeah.
That you don't know.
God,
49 wins.
Do you feel dumb?
dude, I feel mad. This is ridiculous.
That's good.
I love Ray
Hey,
Evernham.
I got mine. That's
You
what you
did?
get for skipping a month.
That's fair. That's fair.
I thought it was fair. I thought it was
98
very
fair.
fair.
Dude, that's so ridiculous. That's so ridiculous.
I thought it was very fair.
whenever I Googled all that stuff that was on there, I was like, yeah, this is not Jeff Gordon. And then I was like, it's his crew chief. Because I Googled, I was like, who won Cup Champion? Who won Daytona 500? And it was both Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh, I bet it's
I
somebody.
gave you all the hints. You just didn't think outside of the box
Yeah.
enough.
That's whenever I was
I
like,
didn't know that was. I didn't know that was on the table.
Yep.
I make the rules.
I'll tell you one thing. If you have streaming, there's a documentary called "Refuse to Lose,"
Okay.
and Ray Evernham in 1997. They had just lost the championship in 96 to Terry Labonte. So they won 95. 96, they still won a shit ton of races, and they lost to their teammate, Terry Labonte. 97, Ray Evernham brings a documentary crew in. And, like, before the Daytona 500, he makes all these shirts for their crew and says, refuse to lose.
Let's go.
And they do a champagne toast before Daytona. And he's like, we're winning Daytona, and we're winning the championship.
And they won Daytona.
And everyone's like, who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah.
You know? They win Daytona, they win the championship. They never do anything with this documentary footage until like 2015, 16.
Wow.
That's awesome.
They find all of the old footage. And like Chad Canals
Yeah.
is the tire changer.
Oh,
That's
my
crazy.
God.
Steve Letarte is like the dude sweeping the floors.
Yeah.
Steve Letarte that's
Yes,
now.
yes.
And so
Yeah.
it's like, so then they have Jeff and Ray, old as hell now, sitting there, like they'll show
That's
clips.
awesome.
And then they show
What's
Ray.
it on? What
It's
streaming
on,
platform?
it was on Fox Sports originally, but now, like, you know that Tubi?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
on there.
it's
It's on
on there.
Tubi now.
Okay.
I just watched it for like maybe the 7th time.
Dang.
Dude, it's so good.
I need to give that a watch.
But it's Ray Evernham. The funniest thing about Ray Evernham, you want me to go into a little deep dive about Ray Evernham real quick?
Sure, you got
Yeah.
7 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ray Evernham, was Jeff's crew chief, right? A legendary crew chief. He started in IROC.
Yeah.
He was like a
I read.
tire guy. Yeah, I'm sure you did. But it was legendary. In the documentary, he is like as bald as me, if not more. Well, then they cut to him present day, full head of hair.
Yeah.
'Cause he got that Jeff Gordon money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You win 3 championships, 49 races
wins.
apparently.
Yep.
But then he started Dodge, and he had this development driver, and she was a sprint car driver, straight out of sprint cars, and she was running ARCA, and she was like maybe in her 20s, and at this point Ray's old, like
Yeah.
Ray's in his 60s now. Ray is running the Dodge team with Casey. It was Bill Elliott originally, then Casey Kane, Jeremy Mayfield, all those people. The team kind of starts going downhill. What comes out that Ray Evernham is cheating on his wife with this development driver.
God.
She's in her 20s.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it worked out because he leaves his wife and marries her.
Oh, no way.
They are still married to this day.
No.
She's a solid 20 years younger than him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Ray Evernham.
He's a baller.
Yeah.
Champion on and off the track.
That's right,
Yeah.
Living all our dreams,
Wow.
to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, watch Refuse to Lose.
Okay.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Okay.
That sounds
They don't
good.
talk about any of what I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little behind the scenes.
Yeah. Nothing about his current wife.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's good.
He started a new life. He became a kid again. Really.
Well, anything else, boys?
I think that's
No, that's
it.
it,
Yeah.
man. I appreciate
Let's
y'all
get outta
having
here.
me back.
Yeah, it was good to
I
have
won't
you.
Thanks
be
for
here
finally
next
being
week.
back.
I won't be here next week.
You
so.
have no idea about the week after.
Week after, I'll be here.
Okay.
I'll do that for y'all.
Thank
I'll be
God,
here.
I'll have a week
I'll-
off.
You'll have a
I'll-
week off, Colby.
I'll arrange
Yes.
my schedule.
Oh, this guy.
Whatever, dude.
No, thank you guys for joining us. We know it was a long-winded today, but the discussion was great. I had a great time.
Yeah,
Me too.
Proved
so,
you guys wrong.
Who would have guessed this week Colby got to choose who's own and Sanders did not because he's stupid. But we appreciate everyone who listens. Big shout out to Kevin Kirkland, Noah Pendry, Ben Burrow. We need more names on the list, guys. We got the new microphones out for the first time on the show today. Gave Colby a mic that he could actually maybe not breathe all over, but he did anyway. But no, we appreciate you guys and can't wait till next week. Enjoy Pocono, and we'll be here.
Pocono, baby, let's go.
See y'all.
See y'all.
See you.